Yo, what is up, everyone? This is the Exalted One, and I am your host for the Yahoo Fight Room Podcast, where we interview people from back in the days of the early internet, and we generally just talk about anything and everything under the sun related to Yahoo and how things were back in the day. This is a long format podcast where there's generally no time limits, so as a little disclaimer, things can get explicit and offensive. So if this is not your cup of tea, now is your time to bow out and find something more constructive to do. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and enjoy your experience.
2 tears in a bucket, time to say fuck it. Got your whole group bugging, not a damn motherfucker can't touch me. Shake a motherfucker off like he's dusty. 2 tears in a bucket, time to say fuck it. Got your whole group bugging, not a damn motherfucker can't touch me. Brush a motherfucker off like he's dusty.
So, like, the Chuck Farley thing, like, where does that come from? Is that based on something, or did you just make it up?
Well, if you ever watch the old Vietnam movies, you'd hear him the reference Farley. It just means fuck Charlie.
Yeah, Chucky Farley.
And then,
yeah, okay.
when I was a kid, I worked at a truck stop, and the truckers use these special credit cards. Sometimes you have to call and get authorization. And the people that asked for my name, I was like, I'm not giving you my fucking name. So I always told them my name was Chuck Farley. So the name just popped in my head. I wish I hadn't have in hindsight, because you can do a lot of weird shit with the Chuck Farley name. Like, I used to get called Fuck Farley, Chick Farley, Chunk Farley, Chuckle Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, you used to call me Chuckle Fuck.
Chuckle fuck. They used to do that shit to me all the fucking time, too. Call me exhausted, exiled, exhilarated.
Did you ever get cloned? I used to get cloned all the time. There would be chosen one Chuck Farley or chosen one up Chuck.
I don't think I ever really got cloned.
I always did. There was one I didn't see. William Swartz said he was in room 1, and he thought that was me sitting there. So he messaged me. He's like, "This is boring. Let's go somewhere else." And the guy messaged back, "Go fucking eat a piece of shit," you know. And then he's like, "That can't be Chuck." Then he realized the name was chosen one Chick Farley with an I instead of a U.
Oh yeah. Fuck, they used to do that shit all the time, dude. Put the ones in there and shit, try to confuse people, like L's or ones. Uppercase, the uppercase capital I would like pass for a L or some shit like that.
Yeah.
They used to do that all the fucking time. I never really had that.
What I thought was weird about that is I wasn't even on, so this dude's just chilling in a fight room with my clone name. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm just assuming he was like messaging people fucked up shit, trying to make them think it was me. But
yeah,
it never worked.
That's some fucking crazy shit, dude. I don't even know. I never had that shit happen, I don't think. At least not that I can remember at the top of my head.
I don't remember seeing it happen to anybody as much as me. It was probably just like one dude doing it over and over.
Maybe, but you know what, dude? Like, there were some people back then that would take shit to a different fucking level if you got them to that point.
So I never had anybody like try to hack me or dox me, but I never put my information out there. So
fuck, dude. I didn't have a choice. So
yeah, you got fucked by DZ.
Yeah, I didn't have a fucking choice in that shit. I don't even know, man. Some crazy shit.
Yeah, I was thinking about how I got started. It's kind of funny. I was into gaming, and we were on break at work, and I worked with my brother then. Me and this guy were talking about gaming, and then me and my brother got to argument, started talking shit to each other, and this dude was laughing. He's like, "Y'all should go to the fight rooms." It's like, what the fuck's fight rooms? So he told us about it, and that night, my brother, of course, he jumped on and he fell in love with it instantly. So I heard him for like a week. I'd be playing games and hear him in there screaming at people and hearing all the weird fucking Yahoo
What
noises.
games were you fucking playing back then? Like, was it like Sega games and shit, like console games, or were they PC games?
Computer and PC. I was playing Shadow Man a lot back then, and then Counter Strike shit like that.
Dude, I remember you remember like MSN Gaming Network and shit.
I never used it.
Oh, you never used it? Man, I used to play the shit out of all that crap, man. It's fucking crazy. But anyway, yeah. So you're like your brother's Mad Max. I'm reiterating this in case I edit it.
Yeah, everybody. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure most everybody that knows me knows that he was my brother. So one night, some guy's like, "Oh, he's really your brother?" I thought y'all just said that. And I was like, "I wouldn't claim that motherfucker if I didn't have to." It's like, have you heard him? It's like I don't want to brag about that.
Right. That dude was fucking crazy, man. Did you guys like tag team a lot together? The start, or like was that a thing? Is that how like the Chosen Ones came about with you and your brother?
Oh, at first we shared a computer, so we were never on at the same time. And I
Oh,
would
that is
just log in under Mad Max. Like I just logged in, it was already on there, so we used the same name for like the first month or two.
Yeah, that's right. That is right.
Which led to some interesting, like people would attack me, and I didn't know who they were, and it had to piss them off. Like if they had just fought him for like an hour and a half, and then they start on me, and I was like, "Who are you?" It's like, "You motherfucker!" Like, you know who I am? It's like I have no idea who you are.
They didn't even fucking know. You'd be coming in a fight room with some fuckers that are already pissed off at you and shit just because of the fact.
Well, it's one of the first fights I remember. I went into a room and some guy says, "Oh, this Mad Max guy's about to kick the shit out of everybody." And so I get on the mic. I was like, "Wait a minute!" I was like, "Dude, I just walked into the room." It's like, "You're gonna tell everybody I'm gonna kick their ass?" I was like, "Come on, man, calm down." And
that's fucking crazy.
some other guy's like, "Yeah, give him a second." And so I listened to the room, and the guy that was like controlling the room, insulting people, I started fighting that dude. And I turned the room against him. I really got the better of him. He was screaming and shit, and then he just left the room.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And so the guy got up there. He's like, "I told you he was going to kick his ass." He's like, "Oh, you made him leave the fucking room."
I fucking love doing that shit. Like, when you get the room on your side and, like, you just flip it, oh, it's fucking great.
Yeah, because this guy, he was enjoying the room. He had his pretty little thing he was playing with, and I fucking took it from him and shit on it. Like,
right.
I kind of like this.
Right.
Like, ruining his fucking night.
You remember, like, Yahoo used to have, like, mic power. So, like, the more people that ignored you, because people would ignore people to hear the other person on the mic. And, like, you would lose mic power. I don't know if were you around for that shit? That was, like, in the Java, or maybe it was in the whole thing.
It was like that as long as I remember.
Yeah.
You got about 4 or 5 ignores on you. Anybody would just squash you. They'd step right on your head.
Yeah. So I always thought, man, that was like part of the fucking competition where you were just like, all right, if I control the crowd, I know, some people in here are going to fucking ignore this dude to hear me, and I'm just going to step on them all the fucking time.
Well, that was half the fight was like entertaining the people listening as opposed to fighting this person.
Yeah, true.
Because the person you're fighting doesn't control the room. The room controls the room.
Right,
so you have to put on your side.
Right.
But I never was one to lock the mic down. I would say my piece and then jump off.
That's fucking
some people would sit on the mic like Sue. I remember Sue 2001 AU or Hey Stupid. She would sit on there for hours.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that did that shit. Like, do you remember Shag? Shag would sit on the mic and play music all the time.
How did he not get ignored instantly? Start playing music.
Dude, after a while, like, I don't know. I'm assuming, like, I think it depended on the number of people that were in the room as opposed to, like, or on voice as opposed to how many people ignored you or something. Like, I think there was a ratio or something. I don't know. But I do remember that dude, he probably was, like, keyed up playing music with only, like, one fucking listener. And that was some dude that was, like, AFK or something. I don't know. There was a couple people that used to do that, man. There was like a dude named like Suburban Dreamscape that used to all he did was fucking key up and like just play music and shit.
No, he fought a lot. I used to come in 15 to well, he wasn't a good fighter. He used to do weird shit. He was weird. He was a weird fucking dude.
I can't even believe you fucking remember that dude. That's fucking tight. Suburban.
Well, he started the first time I remember, he used to come in at 15 to fight me and Ripster.
Oh, no shit.
And he had another name, and he booted Ripster and his girl all the time. And
fuck, maybe I'm thinking of a different dude.
No, Suburban Dreamscape is a pretty distinctive name.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because wasn't there like DJ Markski or something? Didn't he fucking play music and shit too?
I recognize his name, but I don't know.
Dude, I remember fighting him a couple times just calling him fucking Skid Marks, but I think everybody called him that shit.
Yeah, I don't remember fighting him.
There was
Dreamscape, he was the one. We were fighting. He's like, he's going to come find me, kick my ass. I was like, sure, I'll meet you anywhere. He's like, I'll be the one on the bike with the bat. I was like, you're gonna be on a little, you're gonna be pedaling up to me on your bike? No, a motorbike. I said, no, you said a bike. You didn't say a motorcycle, bitch. You got a bike with a baseball bat.
Right. That's
But
fucking.
he was. I actually got to where I started to like him the more I got to know him. But he was still
really?
weird. Like I wouldn't hang out with him, but I kind of appreciated the fact he didn't give a fuck what anybody thought.
Yeah, dude, there was actually some people that I was like low key cool with. They were fucking weird as shit, but I kind of respected them for their little like weirdness or like oddballness or whatever the fuck. It was like they were in their own little world or something.
Yeah, see, like Ripster's one I liked at first because he was one of the first dudes I started hanging out with, and then I realized because he always have his girl there.
Oh yeah,
And, like that was his thing. He'd be fighting with somebody, and he would run out of shit. I don't see your girl out here, and. It became obvious they didn't live together, and they would act like they did, but they would fuck up and say things that made you realize they didn't. And I was like, "This is weird."
oh yeah. There was
Eventually,
that
it came
dynamic
out
with a
that
couple
he was-
of people.
Well, I know it came out with him eventually that she was only 16 and he was in her 30s. So that's when I was
Oh.
like, "Yeah, you're a fucking creep."
Jesus, dude, that
And then
Ripster
last
got
time-
he got ripped on pretty bad. And I think
Oh,
anybody
he was-
with a disability or something. Well, I don't know but he had that lisp or whatever. But
It was because he was drunk all the time.
oh,
Yeah, he was always drinking.
maybe it's just a me thing because I was so young. I probably was like unaware of how many people were actually just like on Yahoo fucking just fucked up, just drunk all the time.
Yeah, there was a lot of drunk. I don't think there was any really stoners because smoking weed and fighting with people don't really go hand in hand. But there were a lot of drunks.
Yeah, that's fucking.
But he would start off. He did have a little bit of a lisp, but not bad. But as he got drunker, like he would be slurring all kinds.
Oh
of
yeah,
words.
dude, I remember him having a pretty thick fucking lisp, but that
And
makes
he was-
total sense.
He was a terrible fighter. Like he started off, he didn't really fight. He was like kind of my sidekick. That's the way I felt about it. He would.
So like at this
Back
time was
me
like
up, and
enforcers a thing, or that wasn't a thing yet?
Oh, that was before even the chosen ones. That
Oh,
was
shit.
way before the enforcers. Because
What
he was
was-
in the chosen ones first.
Oh no shit. But
He
like
was-
so like he joined like you created Chosens, or how did that
Me
come
and
about?
Chosen ones actually. It's a long story because it started with the antagonists. That was the first group I ever got invited to join, and that was Unholy's group.
Oh,
And that's when I was on Mad Max's. I was using the Mad Max name.
I got
And me
you.
and Reckoner, I'm sure you remember Reckoner. We
Yeah.
were bullshitting, fighting a room and laughing our asses off. And then Holy messaged me. He's like, "What would you think about being an antagonist?" And I was like, on the Mad Max name, I didn't want to like join a group. And then tell my brother, "Hey, we're in a group now." So I was like, "I really don't do the group thing." And then I told my brother about it. And then I heard him that night talking. He's like, I guess he ran into Holy. He's like, "Is that invitation still apply?" And so he joined the antagonist. So we were both in the antagonist under the same name, and nobody caught on that it was these two different fucking guys. You're like, this dude's on like 8 hours a day, man.
This dude's fucking living on Yahoo. That's awesome.
I was like, our voices were completely different. I was like, how did nobody like your voice cleared up there a little bit? Yeah, I took some antihistamines, man. I was having some allergy problems.
There's like daytime sober Mad Max, and then there's like nighttime drunk. They're just two different characters, the same guy.
Yeah.
That's
Then
fucking crazy.
I quit the antagonist partly because of something Unholy did, but also there was this chick in there named Giggles that would follow me around, and she was super boring, and she would just lock the mic down and get ignored by half the room. So by the time I clicked the mic, they saw the antagonist name, and I'd just get whoop, half the room would ignore me before I could even get a word out of my mouth.
I
This
vaguely
sucks,
remember
man.
somebody being called Giggles. I don't know who the fuck that is, but that name sounds familiar.
Well, plus she was from Kentucky, so she had KY Giggles, and I was like, that's not doing you any favors.
yeah.
It was just like automatically like KY Jelly. So it's got the KY Giggles getting fucked in the ass and laughing about it.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that name, the KY in front of it. That's
But-
fucking crazy.
She was part of it, and then one night, and I got an invite to a private room for Unholy, and it was all the antagonists on there, and he, like, introduces some new member. He's like, this guy, he's new to the room. His name's such and such. Oh, and he's black. And I was like, why the fuck did you have to let us know that he's black? I was just going to randomly scream out the N-word if you didn't say that, man. And then he goes, also, if you got any booters on your computer, I suggest you delete them now or get the hell gone. I'm not saying it again, and like left.
Oh yeah, dude. He was pretty like a stickler for that stuff, and you want that shit.
Well, the way he did it, and I said, "The fuck was that?" And I tell everybody, he's like, "I'm not gonna have somebody invite me to your room, cuss me out like a child." And I was like, "See you guys later. I'm going back solo." Shit. Come to find out, the reason why he was so pissed, he had a good reason for it, but he should have said it.
Yeah.
But there was this guy named Mr. Boombastic.
I remember that dude. I remember him.
And another guy, some Aussie or Kiwi dude, was in the room with them, and Mr. Boombastic, Unholy was in the middle of a fight, and Mr. Boombastic just started opening a booter in the room under the antagonist name and started booting people. And
yeah.
I think he even booted Unholy, so that's pretty good reason to be fucking pissed. You know, if somebody does that on the name you created, but he should have said, hey, why the fuck is one of my own group members booting an entire room while I'm fighting, you know, and booting me?
Yeah. Dude, I sort of know, but I don't know if I included it in Unholy's podcast. It might not have been something we talked about when I recorded it, but he did say something like that.
No, he didn't want any booters in the antagonist, obviously.
Yeah. Yep.
But so after that happened, that's when Metal stabbed him in the back. Because I got invited to another private room. It might have been the next day or later that night. And it was all Metal and a bunch of the antagonists. I was like, hey, I don't know why you invited me here. I don't know if you knew, but I quit that group. And so Metal goes to just talk shit about Unholy and try to take all of his group members from antagonists. And
God,
he got it. He started the Ravens. And I was like, yeah, I don't.
I couldn't remember for the life of me what Metal's group was called.
Yeah, it was the Ravens.
Fuck, dude. Yeah.
I didn't want to join it, but Reckoner and Blossomy joined it, and they were the two people I hung out with the most. And then my brother joined. They were like, come on, just join. I was like, fine.
I don't remember.
And I was in there for a while.
In that tag, dude. Man.
That's when I first made a Chuck Farley name.
Fuck, I don't ever remember seeing that like Raven whatever in your name.
I guess that group lasted for about a month. I enjoyed it. We spent most of our time in private rooms just bullshitting. And then one night, Metal brings everybody in the room and says he's got stomach cancer and he's only got like 3 months left to live, so he's going to join the WTC and make his last stand in the fight room. It's like, that's what you're concerned about if you're dying of cancer?
I remember this because I think it started off as this is what I had heard. Like, that was the rumor, was that he had some sort of cancer and he was going to die. And then I remember him like dropping his shit and then he was WTC. And then all of a sudden the dude fucking disappeared. So I don't know if that was real or I don't know, man. Like, Metal was a kind of odd guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he lied about having cancer. And the thing about it, because he was talking about, my mom had passed away from cancer the year before that. So I had read up on it. I knew all what he was saying. None of it made sense.
Jesus.
So I remember talking to my brother. It's like, this guy's so full of shit. He just doesn't want to be in this group no more. He wants to join the WTC. Like, who gives like, if I'm dying, like, I'm not concerned about it. How am I going to end my fight room career? Like, I'm going to go sit on a beach if I only got 2 months left to live, you know?
I'm gonna join the white trash community and go out with style.
Put that on my eulogy. We finished the fight rooms in the WTC with honors. It's like, come on, man.
Dude, right. Fucking A.
So that night, me, Blasphemy, this warrior, this dude named Tin Sharky started Chosen Ones, and then my brother joined, and some chick named Insane, she joined, and that was like the original Chosen Ones. And the Chosen Ones just blew up from there because I was on all night, and then English Warrior and Mad Max were on all day, and we just started recruiting members left and right.
Oh yeah, that was the way to do it. The way to do it was like have people like from different countries or whatever, so you had like all them hours covered.
Yeah, we just invited people that fought on the mic. Like,
yeah,
if you didn't get on the mic, you weren't going to get invited to the Chosen Ones. Because that's how I got Boston Reppin', and then they got Freak, and they got Cunty 90.
Whoa, yeah, I totally forgot Cunt from Hell's name used to be Cunty90.
No, it wasn't Cunt from Hell. It was an
Oh.
Australian guy. His name was Cunty. That was just it.
Fuck.
Cunty.
I mean, I remember that name. Man, I thought that was Cunt from Hell's fucking name. Yeah, she was just the Cunt from Hell. I think remember that Cunty dude. At least
He
the
was
name.
some Aussie guy. I can't remember if it was Taipan or if it was a dude that hung out with Taipan all the time, one of the chosen ones. And he was a Fight Room 1 regular.
So like when you guys like when you first started and shit, like was Fight Room 1 like the place to be, and then it just kind of like went up? Because there was a weird time where like when I first joined, like Fight Room 1 was like the place. You sort of had to work up to like Fight Room 1 or something. It was a weird fucking time.
I mean, I was hesitant to go in there. Like rooms that had 40, you know, I would stick to like when I first started, like 12 to 13 people. Like I wasn't going in a 40 room.
Yeah.
But I started going in there, and I would I would fight with her, and then I would fight with Squirrel Nuts in room 1.
Oh, dude, I fucking hated Squirrel Nuts. I hated that. I didn't have too many people that were like my arch nemesis, but like Squirrel Nuts became that guy. I don't know why.
He could have been. He was a good fighter, but when he started that script kiddie bullshit, that's when I like, dude, you're so full of shit. Like he'd be telling people, you better find this folder, and it's going to do this to your computer, and you're going to find a folder named Squirrel Nuts, and it's like,
yeah, he used to give me that shit all the time. I fucking hated that guy. But anyway,
he's the one I heard called Edge's CO.
Yeah,
told Edge that he was in the fight rooms, and I'm assuming it's because Edge knew his shit about computers.
Yeah, that like,
so
dude, that's why.
Probably, I figured Squirrel Nuts tried that script kiddie shit on Edge, and Edge probably just humiliated him in Fight Room 1, so he got.
Yeah, I never maybe that's where like he became sort of like my enemy, is because of that shit that happened back then, and like he just never liked anybody that associated with Edge or something. I don't fucking know, but I know that dude was like
all the 187s hated him. I thought.
Yeah, dude, we had a fucking. I mean, at some point in time, we probably had a hit list. Like, you know, if you see this person on site, fucking, you better say some words or something. You know, like that kind of shit. But. I don't know. I just remember like every time that dude, I knew if I seen his name in the fucking room, I knew I was in for like a long ass fucking night. Cause it would just be like nonstop. Like it was just like on site. It was fucking weird.
One night I talked to him for the rooms were down, and you know, people would make the user created rooms, and someone made a fight room user room, and there's nobody fighting. And I talked to him for about 20 or 30 minutes. When he was just being normal, he wasn't a bad guy, but then he would start that script kiddie shit, and you're like, this dude's full of crap.
Yeah, because I mean, dude, like, I remember him having these conversations, like, I forget when it was, but it was just like an off night or something, and he was literally talking about some programming shit or something, and I'm like, wow, this is like a total 180 from what I'm used to. But like, I remember that happening because that dude somebody leaked his picture or something. And it was over after that shit. After I found out that motherfucker was some weird fucking albino ginger looking motherfucker, it was done. He was done.
Yeah, I remember the picture's face was all pockmarked and shit.
Yeah. Yep. It was over after that. Because I think like that was his whole thing. Like nobody knew shit about him, but he was using his personal shit against everybody else and like trying to fucking hack people all the time and shit.
I used to fight with them, but my brother liked him, so we would talk to him. But we were both on the Mad Max thing.
Yeah.
One day, I was in room 1 and fought with him one time, and after a while, I looked down, I was like, hey, how many listeners you got? He was like, 8. And I was like, well, I got 22. And I was like, I had 1 when I started. And I was like, I just took the mic from you fucking bitch, in your fucking room. You're room 1. And I was like, well, fuck off. I'm going to watch the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl is about to come on. And then when I let go of the mic, he goes, simple as that, 2 clicks, and I take the mic right from you. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I get off. My brother jumped on, and then I guess he ran into him, and he's like, hey, what's up, Squirrel Nuts? And I hear Squirrel Nuts. He's like, well, let me guess, you're going to be buddy-buddy now. 1 minute you're nice to me, the next minute you're talking shit. I don't fucking get you, man. And it's like, well, he didn't realize there was 2 of us. He was fighting one and friends with the other one.
Dude, that is low-key the fucking funniest shit.
It's like, I remember hearing that. I don't fucking understand you, man. What the fuck is your problem?
That guy's probably fucking thinking you were some kind of schizophrenic or something. Some fucking bipolar disorder shit.
Like, you just call him a cocksucker, and a minute later, hey, what's up, brother? It's like, what the fuck? You just told me to go suck a dick. You know?
I can't believe nobody. I don't even know if I knew that you were like two separate people. I don't even know.
I didn't really know you back when I used the Mad Max name.
Yeah.
Reckoner was the first one that caught on. He's like, you sound totally different, Max. And I was like, oh, there's two of us, dude. He's like, oh.
That's fucking
crazy.
crazy.
When I joined the Ravens, and I had the Chuck Farley name, we were in a private room, and they were sitting there, and Metal was like, going over. He's like, okay, now was this you, or was it which one? Like, remembering these stories, you were the one that did this, and okay, and then he finally put it together that there were two of us.
God damn. Metal was dude. Like Metal used to go on them fucking rants, man. I don't know. Every time I heard that dude, like he was just preaching about some shit. You remember because he moved in with Karma for a while.
Well, he told. That's the weirdest fucking thing I've ever heard anybody doing. It was Mystic was the girl he was with, and he left her.
Wait,
he told her he was
Mystic Thunder, or no?
No, she just went by Mystic.
Mystic, okay.
But he had been real good friends with Reckoner, because Reckoner was the one when he said he had cancer. Reckoner was like crying, and he was like real upset about it.
God damn, yeah.
And then when he found out it was fake, he hated Metal forever after that. But Mystic came in there one night and was talking to Reckoner, and Metal told her that he was a vampire hunter, and he would use the fight rooms to find vampires. This is straight from the horse's mouth, right? And then told her he found out Karma was a vampire, and there was a group of vampires in Missouri, so he had to go down there to kill her.
What the fuck? Dude, like, I don't know. Maybe somebody had like told me this once before or something, and I just shrugged it off. But now that I'm actually hearing this, that is fucking unbelievable.
It sounds made up, but this straight came from Mystic, like the girl he's living with. Basically,
holy shit.
He found out about Karma, and Karma, I guess, was looking for a man, and like he was gonna, because he never worked, so she's gonna go there, and he could live with her, and she would take care of him. But I guess just in case things didn't work out, he would want to come back to Mystic. So that's the story he gave her, instead of saying, hey, I'm gonna go bang this chick in Missouri and maybe move in with her. But if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna come back.
Wow, did she believe him?
No, she thought it was the weirdest fucking thing she'd ever heard.
Dude, holy shit. I was gonna be like, man.
I think she probably wanted to, because she obviously loved the guy. Like, she didn't want to talk bad about him.
Yeah,
but she was, so I guess she was trying to believe it, but I guess she just couldn't make herself believe that she was married to a Van Helsing or living with someone.
That's so fucking shacked up, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was one of the weirder things.
Yeah, dude, Metal was just a fucking weird dude, man. Like,
yeah, I don't know what happened with him and Karma. It obviously didn't last, but I never heard Karma badmouth him, so apparently he gave him
actually, dude, like I don't think I heard from Metal again after he left fucking Karma. Maybe I did. Maybe he left and went back to Canada or something.
I think he went back to Mystic. He never left. He was still always around.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
He ended up with some chick named Sultry Temptress.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I remember that, too. And I remember that chick's name. God damn. It's like a whole time perspective. Like, I'm like, oh, shit, yeah, that did happen afterwards. I'm like putting the fucking pieces in order or something.
Yeah, because he's the one that told me about the Travelers Network.
Oh,
remember
my
that?
God. I didn't know you were a part of
3D
that
environment?
shit.
Yeah.
Dude, you float around in them fucking talking heads and you fucking insult people. I had this avatar that had big lips and shit. Fucking like.
I used to use a clown one and I made it look drunk.
Holy fuck. Yeah, dude, Traveler Chat was ridiculous.
But he told me about it a long time before everybody went there. I just went there one time and was like, this is weird.
Dude,
and
it was super fucking weird. But I think we were trying to find some like alternative place to Yahoo because the booting got so bad.
Yeah, it was a bunch of them started trying to go back there.
Yeah.
But that was way after he had been telling me about it And they wanted to go there to have judge fights and shit like that.
Yeah. But you couldn't like you couldn't control the shit because like it's not like you could just mute random fucking people. I mean, it was like 3D like spatial sound and shit.
Yeah, and you could hear everybody that was close to you.
Yeah, yeah.
And then people could bump you and they go thump, thump.
Yeah, yeah. I fucking remember that shit. God damn. It was so fucking weird, dude. Like you were just floating fucking heads. And like the heads were creepy as fuck. Because they weren't like, you know, it was like back in the day. It wasn't like fleshed out heads. They were like fucking triangular and blocky and shit.
Yeah. And the environment's basically just outlines of like
yeah.
building.
Fucking weird, man.
It's like the Yahoo Fight Rooms invade Minecraft or some shit.
Yeah, dude, you're fucking right on because it felt like that because I would meet the weirdest motherfucker. That was like probably one of my first encounters with people that like role played. And I didn't even like realize that was the fucking thing until I probably went there because like, dude, there was some weird fucking shit like just like mystical people that believe in like witchcraft and shit. And they'd just be heads congregated around like some fucking campfire and shit. And just, I don't even know, dude. It was fucking weird.
No, it was the first time I went there when he told me that it looked like the outline of like a big building. But there was a swimming pool and people were gathered around it, and then there was a head like up in the corner facing towards everybody, and it was somebody up there just like playing music to set the mood. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
And then this head comes up to me and gets right in my face, and I hear some guy, "Hi, how are you doing?" So, are you a guy or a girl? And it's like I'm a dude, man.
What brings you into our fucking like realm?
Yeah. Oh, I like your avatar. That's the new one. Or you came in one they didn't see. Oh, you've got to want to have it. Let me disconnect and come right back so I can get your avatar. I can see it. And it's like, okay, this is creepy as shit.
Yeah, dude. That shit was so weird. I mean, like, but really, dude, we were like the first for all that shit. You know what? Like, there was nothing like that really before it. Like, some dude or whatever the fuck, some company, I think because Traveler was literally like maybe a group of like 3 to 5 fucking people, and they built this fucking like 3D chat room, blah blah blah, whatever. And
someone spent some time doing that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Pretty easy to do, especially back then. It was probably pretty difficult.
Oh yeah, fucking for sure. And just, I don't know, just the weirdos it attracted was just fucking. I mean, it's the internet. It was weird. Like, I don't know. It's so weird because like I feel like you had to have a little bit of money. But I feel like, you know, because you had to buy a computer, fucking internet connection. Like, there for a while, man, it was really selective with, like, who could be on the internet. There was, like, you know, a barrier, sort of. And then it just seemed like everybody was fucking on.
Well, plus to do shit like that, you would have had to have a good connection.
Yeah.
And back then, like, I didn't even have DSL or any of that shit available to me. I had to use dial-up.
Yeah, right. And, like, I see all this shit now, and it's, like, cable modem and, you know, like, all these insane speeds. And, like, we were doing this shit. Like, we had webcams back in, like, the dial-up days. They weren't, like, superb quality, but, like, you know, you could see a titty or two. I don't know.
Oh, God. Like, the first time I tried to use Google Earth, it took me, like, 30 minutes just to look at one screen. I was like, good Lord.
Yeah.
I want to hear a song. I'm going to listen to the song in about 15 minutes after it's done downloading. It's like,
but yeah, you could just load into fucking Traveler chat and just fucking be connected and like, I don't know. It seemed like shit just, it was fucking different.
Want to look at a picture of a naked woman, you have to watch it slowly pan down.
Dude, you remember that shit? It used to fucking load like line by line and shit and fucking like progressively. So like you would see the shit pixelated and like it would load the picture like fucking from top to bottom. It would be pixelated and then it would get clearer. Yeah, fuck, dude.
Or to be crude, like, you know, you spend like 30 minutes to download a 2-minute porn scene and then you go to watch it and it's like a close-up of a guy's ball sack. It's like, great, that was a waste of 30 minutes. Let me put my dick back up. It's not doing nothing today.
Yeah, man. Or like you would fucking download a song and it'd be like some fucking thing moaning and like you remember that Daffy Duck blowjob fucking like comedy thing? You ever
Never saw that.
Oh
No.
god damn it. Fuck. If I had it, if I knew
Maybe.
how to find it real quick, I'd send it to you, but yeah.
No, I'm good, man.
It was literally like the biggest fucking prank thing where like Daffy Duck is getting a fucking blood. You would go to download a song that you wanted to hear, and it would just be this fucking Daffy Duck fucking thing renamed. Like they would just make it the name of the song, so you would download it, and then as soon as you went to click play, it would fucking be Daffy Duck having a fucking orgasm.
And somebody did that and put that out there.
Oh fuck, dude, it was all over the goddamn place.
I saw a link someone posted on one of your fight room. I don't remember which one it was, but it's like a video, and you clicked on it. It was like the hot girls of the fight room and Pal Talk,
Yeah.
and it was like a little slideshow.
Yep.
And like half the fight room chicks I didn't know, and then some of the pictures I remembered seeing like back in 2001 in the fight rooms, and I was like, "Buddy, they that." And kept it on their hard drive for years.
Yeah.
It was just a picture of the chick's face. For
Yeah.
years they had this on there. I remember Shroomy was one of the ones on there making a duck face.
Yep. They still have my
Somebody-
picture from way back in the day, me throwing up like middle fingers and shit. And there's another one where I'm like wearing a bandana or something. Like, dude, I can't even believe. But I have there's a thing that circulated around there for a while. It's called the Fight Room Pictures Collection. And there's literally, I shit you not, like 5 folders, probably like 100 or so pictures in each folder of like people from different eras.
What person saved all that shit on their hard drive for
I mean,
years? YouTube came out. Oh, finally, I got a place to post it. It's like YouTube.
I think it was just passed around. I got mine from fucking Gatsby Rotten. Like he sent it to me at some point in time, and I've always just had it on a fucking hard drive. Like I had no use for it, but I'm pretty sure like everybody else that has it probably has that same like fight room collect. I have no clue who started that shit. All I know is I ended up with it.
On the 187 website, they had a collection of pictures of people from the fight room.
Yeah, we used to do like the Wall of Fame, Wall of Shame shit. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
But we used to like, and people, 187 members could like, upload their, because I remember like Max had this fucking weird, like he was holding the gun, but he had like a bag over his head or some shit.
Remember that fucking picture? But
Yeah.
that brings me to the story I want to tell you about. It was one day the rooms were going down, and if you were in the room, you were fine. If you left the room, you couldn't get back in, and there was like only a handful of rooms left open. And I happened to pop in one, and it was you and Apocalypse were in there, and y'all were
Fighting?
talking.
We were just talking.
Y'all were having a conversation. And back then, I really didn't know you and Apocalypse. I'd gotten in a fight with a couple times, but nothing major. Like it wasn't like somebody I saw, and I was like, we attacked each other. And I didn't want to start a fight because it was the only room I get into, and I didn't want to sit here fighting 2 guys
Right.
in a
Just
room with
having a
like 4
conversation.
people. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
Right.
gonna go in there. Fuck you guys. But I want to tell y'all the rooms were going down. So you were on the mic and you didn't know me. I was like, hey, didn't know if y'all know. And you're like, what, Chuck? Because you didn't know me, and I guess you thought I was gonna shit. And I was like, y'all hear like the rooms are shutting down. If you leave, you can't get back in. And you're like, really? And then I guess because you didn't believe me, and then someone told you, I was like, no, he's telling the truth. I'm like, oh fuck, the rooms are shutting down. So we're just sitting in there bullshitting, and y'all were making fun of Airwolf Pilot and his picture.
God damn.
So you were like, the picture's on the 187 website. So we're looking at the 187 website, looking at the pictures, and just talking in the room, and making fun of Airwolf Pilot. And you were talking about how his belt looks like it's about to explode. Like, how many extra holes do you think he's added to that shit? We saw the Space Goop picture where he's a black guy.
Yeah, dude, Space Cube didn't even know about that picture, or he didn't want to acknowledge it or something, because I asked him about that fucking thing. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like,
It looked like a picture like some 70s dude with like a little leather Kangol hat.
yeah, that's
You would have
just
saw like someone in the
Yeah.
background of like a car wash movie. Like that's what it
Yeah.
looked like.
you know exactly what the fuck. Everybody knew
Yeah.
that picture. Like, what the fuck?
It was on y'all's website. Well, then y'all started I guess DZ was on there, so y'all were talking about that, kind of making fun of DZ a little bit. And then you're like, "Oh, let me tell you something about DZ," and you were telling us about how he was like real serious about fashion and was breaking some shit down to you about fashion, and like, I guess you said something wrong. You said Burberry and about them, and then all of a sudden I hear this voice. He's like, "No, mate, what I said was Burberry," and what I told you is. And then I was like, "What's going on here?" Because I was looking at the website and I looked back at the screen and it was like, "You go, DZ, is that you?" And he was like, "Yeah, man." And then you just started laughing. He was sitting in the room under a different name, and he had been sitting there chilling for like 30 minutes, listening to us just talk. And you said something about fashion and got it wrong, and he chimed up under this different name. He's like, "Wait a minute, mate. What I said about Burberry is," started going off on you because you didn't get it right. And I had to go at that. I couldn't keep it anymore. I was, "Wait a minute." I was like, "You've been sitting here chilling for 30 minutes, not saying a word, even when they were talking about you. But as soon as this guy makes a fashion faux pas, you got to like, no, wait, fuck that," and jump up on the mic. It's like, I'm not having that shit.
Dude, I do vaguely remember this going down.
That's one of the things that just, because it was so weird to me. Like, and it was so a break from the normal fight room thing. And I was like, I was just curious if you remembered it.
Well, I didn't remember that until you told me, because I vaguely remember ripping on that dude, because I think that little situation gave me enough fucking ammo for like fucking years. I'm pretty sure, because, you know, like, once I found out that he was like a little fashionista or whatever the fucking into that shit, that was enough fucking ammo for forever. It was just something to go
obviously he
on.
was. Because even when y'all were making fun of him, he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But as soon as you made a fashion faux pas, he wasn't fucking having it, man. And it was the way your voice sounded, because he was under a different name, and then you hear him start talking, you were like laughing as you said, like, "DZ, is that you?" And he's like, "Yeah, mate."
Dude, that's what DZ would do. Him and fucking Hannah both, dude. They would sit in rooms and, like, I don't know if they were gathering intel or what the fuck, but they would just chill in a room and, like, wait for something to happen, or, like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, like, he'd bring his nick in there, like his nickname or his other name, or the DZ UK fucking name or whatever. And then he would, like, lay in on you, like he knew exactly everything that was going down.
Yeah, I don't know. Remember the name he was on in there? I don't know. Maybe it was fucking Giorgio Armani or something. Obviously,
yeah.
It's probably related.
I have no idea, but dude, like, that whole little thing between him and fucking Hannah was just weird. They would sit in, like, private rooms together and shit, and, like, it was just fucking weird, dude.
I didn't really know him well at all. I mean, I knew his name and I used to see him. And
I didn't know him well at all. We just had, like, a weird, you know, fucking weird thing. It's just fucking weird, man. Like, we didn't really fight because, like, I played onto his little shtick or whatever, that whole, like, I win, you know, whatever the fuck.
Dominator was one that used to do that shit. He wouldn't say anything and he wouldn't get on the mic and fight, but as soon as you quit, then he would pipe up and run his mouth and then stop and say he won. And
yeah,
on the warboards, he would end every post with "most hated in the fight room 7 years running" or whatever shit. Like, you literally, you're typing that shit at the end of everything. Like, he would type in one word and they would have that SIG at the bottom.
God damn. Yeah, I remember that shit too.
Born and him, I remember Born and him hated each other. Born Rotten.
Yeah.
I remember he had that little game Born Rotten posted called What the Dom. And it was a fly with Dominator's face, and you would smash it with the fucking fly swatter.
Holy fuck. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh my god. Because, yeah, dude, Bourne used to do, like, some one-off shit like that. Like, he was, like, weird with it, though. Because that takes time. Like, how much time do you think that motherfucker sat there and, like, made a fucking video game to do that shit? Like, Jesus, man.
I'm assuming he found the fly swatting game and then
just swap his picture
based on the flies.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, that would make more sense because, man,
he did a lot of shit with the war. Actually, it was called the Battlefield, and the Warboard was the main forum. And then there was, like, the discussion board, and then the voting booth, and casual conversation or whatever.
Because Born, like, it's weird the way that it went down. Like, 187 had their warboard, and then something happened with, like, I can't remember what happened to 187, but, like, Born ended up running a warboard for a while. And I remember being on there for a bit, and then I don't know what happened to his. There was a lot of them, dude, that, like, spawned out of fuck its, like, warboards. Like, because there was one called, like, Ruction Junction or something. TM, that group, the Minority or whatever, they had one at one point in time. They actually bought the fuckit.net domain and hosted their little warboard on it or whatever called. I forget.
So I remember I thought Edge built it, and then Bourne just kind of like ran it for him, and then
no,
it seemed like when Edge left, that's when that I thought that's when it went down, and then everybody started picking their own.
Edge made it from scratch. And then I don't know if Bourne had enough of Edge, because I don't think Bourne really knew how to program, but I knew he knew how to build websites. Like, he was good at, like, drawing shit or something. Like, I don't know. It was fucking weird.
I think he knew how to do the art and set the color schemes and all that. I think Edge actually programmed it.
Yeah. Bourne wasn't even a part of the 187 when we had the original warboard, though, so that wasn't even a thing. But like when Bourne ran his, he ran like a V Bulletin or I forget what it's called, like PHP BB or some shit was the fucking, it was like bulletin board software or something. I don't know.
I just remember that one, and then when that one went under, everybody started trying to fill the void with a new one, and most of them sucked. Some chick made one that was all right, and the next one I remember being good was the one you had.
Wilson's made one. That was the Ruction Junction or something, I think, or I forget what it was called. But I remember
there was one Wilson's did, but it was another girl that made it. But it was fucking horrible. It was not good at all.
Fuck, the one I remember, they had some guy like custom draw them a logo, and it was like a microphone with like 2 fists or something like that. Dude, I wish I could find that fucking logo, because that was fucking badass.
I know I used to hang out with Wilson's all the time. She was one of the few like I would talk to in private conversations. Me and her would just shoot the shit.
Oh yeah.
But she went to Pal Talk, and she had her own little trivia room there. She had a following and shit. There'd be like 20 people in the room.
I didn't fucking know.
She invited me there one night. She invited me there one night because she thought to entertain everybody, and I don't know, I had them all cracking up, but they played their little trivia games, and it was just kind of boring to me.
That's fucking crazy. I didn't know that.
She had a website that they all used, and they would play games on her website. She got into it. Like, she had...
Holy shit.
There was a lot of people that would come to her room in Pal Talk and go to her website to hang out with her and play games.
Man, that's crazy. I never knew what the fuck happened to her.
Wilson's was... I think she was probably the best female fighter. I don't want to sound like a misogynist. Best female fighter. I mean, there was a lot of good female fighters, but it seemed like men sometimes would be a little bit better. I thought men were more funny. Women were more vicious in the fight rooms, it seemed like.
Yeah, like they had, I could see that. I agree with you, though. Like, I usually, it seems every podcast I find some way to, like, slip in Wilson's or something like that, but she was literally, like, my personal, like, best fighter or whatever. Like, I have, like, a top kind of, whatever fucking list, and she's definitely like up there, like top fucking probably.
She's the one that told me she thought I was the best she'd ever heard, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Well, fuck, I'm bound down. Yeah, speaking of bound down, you remember that motherfucker? True Power Is Mine.
No, that doesn't.
The dude used to come on the mic, and he would just be like, "Bow down."
Oh God.
That's all he fucking would say. Anyway.
Oh, well, of course I don't remember. I'm not gonna remember some weird shit.
Dude, I just remember that shit because it got so fucking annoying that I ended up just starting laughing at the whole fucking thing. And then I used to do it. I used to imitate him.
This dude B-Whiz, the music maker?
Yes. I want to track that dude down because outside, like me, Edge, we all did music for 187 and shit and just fucking rapped and whatever. B-Whiz did music for... he did music for the Enforcers. He did music for WTC. Like, all these little Yahoo groups. And he actually got paid for it.
Well, Dirty Dog paid him like $35 to make a diss track.
Yeah.
against me.
Yeah, he would do that. Yeah, that dude was fucking making bank back in the day.
But I got along with him, and he came in the room and he was telling me about it. Like he had done it, and he was like, "You want to hear it?" I was like, "Go ahead." But he's like, "No offense." He's like, "He paid me $35." This guy have fucking done it too.
Yeah. Oh,
And
fuck
it's
yeah.
like, he's like, "Dude, I just threw together this 30-second little diss track, and that was it." And he gave me $35.
Yeah. Before I knew, who B-Whiz was, I was in the karaoke, because you remember, I don't know if you ever did this or not, but we used to go into like other like Christian Truckers Association or like the Diaper Lounge or like some religious rooms or whatever, and we would like try to act like we were a part and like believed in whatever faith or whatever, but we would like throw in these little subtleties just to see how far we could push it before we got like kicked out of the fucking room. I don't know if you ever did anything like that.
I used to room hop all the time, but I never like try to fuck with people's like whatever they were doing.
We would go in like the Christian Truckers Association was the most notorious because it was just the fucking weird, like a bunch of Christian truckers on a voice chat, and like we would go in like religious rooms and shit, and we would be like talking about how like God saves. But like we would like weave in little things like, oh, I don't know, I've been asking God for forgiveness and all this shit because my sister and I sort of we sort of did some things that God would frown upon. Like we would really try to push the envelope.
Oh, they were trying to like rescue you, and then they would realize.
Oh yeah, they would be like,
"Get out of here!"
Yeah. They would like, oh, let's say a prayer for the extreme exalted. He needs our help, brothers and sisters, and all this shit. Dude, I'd be fucking rolling. I don't even know. It's fucking crazy.
You would think with a name like Exalted one, they would have thought that was heresy in and of itself.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? We used to make up other screen names and shit too. So we would go in there on like, we would try to just do it as blend in as humanly possible as we fucking could. But in the one, we went to the karaoke fucking lounge or whatever the hell it was called, the karaoke room. And so we were like acting like we were singing and shit like that. And that's when I first met fucking B-Whiz. So B-Whiz and I actually got into this huge fucking fight in a karaoke room. And ever since then, it was like he was getting roped into the fight room shit because people were paying him to do music. And then like him and I just never fucking liked each other for whatever reason. But I would have totally collabed with that fucking dude in hindsight, man, because that was some shit. Like he was on another fucking level with that shit.
He was one of the first I heard, because I knew him like early from the fight rooms, and he was one of the first I heard that would have the sound effects and all that shit he would do, and he's like the echo on, and he also was a booter.
Yep. Like he had his shit together, man. Like he was on point with that shit. I didn't particularly like his music or his sound, but sounded like
I only heard the one song that he made for Dirty Dog.
He actually has he has a YouTube channel.
Dirty Dog.
I'll toss it your way.
I don't care about it. I appreciate it.
You can go listen to music from the fight rooms.
Oh God, I'm hearing an Enforcer song.
Dude, it's probably up there. I don't know.
Dirty Dog was one. He used to try to fight with me all the time, but secretly, I think he had a crush on me. He really liked me. Like he liked me, but he also would talk shit about me because I would always go in 16 and fuck with the WTC.
Yeah.
They tried to get me in the WTC a couple of times, and then one time Casual approached me and wanted to make a guild. Yeah, we're gonna play WoW together, man. No, he wanted to make a group with me. He's like, are you and Mad Max? Y'all tired of y'all shtick now? Y'all tired of y'all's gimmick? They chosen a gimmick. Yeah. So he wanted to make a new group with me. Yeah. I was like, no, dude, I'm good.
Because I made a fucking diss song about Dirty Dog too. Or I threw all the WTC in one song and fucking dissed them. But yeah, that's fucking
Dirty Dog. He was a goofy looking motherfucker.
But dude, half of them were.
He showed me a picture one time, and he was going skydiving, and it was like the tandem. When you're learning, and it's a tandem jump, and so there was the guy in the back who was like good looking dude, like looked like a military guy, and then there was a guy in front that looked like I don't know who to say he looked like. He was an ugly looking dude, but I was like, Are you the dude in the back, or are you that ugly motherfucker in the front? It's like, I'm the ugly motherfucker in the front. Ah, very funny, Chuck. I don't give a flea flying fuck. What you gotta say?
That's he used to say that all the fucking time. I don't give a flea
Yeah.
flying fuck. Yeah, dude.
I'm in this elite and illustrious fight group. I'm from North Kakalaki, and I don't give a flea flying fuck about you, fuck party.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Cause him, like, I don't know. I remember a bunch of them WTC dudes, and if they were like fucking normal looking, that's pretty fucking crazy. Cause I always imagined them being like real fucked up looking, missing teeth and shit. But I know, like, I'm pretty sure like Killer Scars, I fucking seen his shit, and he just looks like a normal dude. So
Is he the one? Is that Killer Scars? Was his little brother Velik?
I don't know. Maybe
One of them had a little brother, and he joined the WTC, and they found out he was 16. So they kicked him out, and he made CMF, which was supposed to be a kids fight group for like teenagers and shit that couldn't get into other fight
Wow,
groups.
I didn't know that. What the fuck was CMF?
Yeah. It stood for crazy motherfuckers, but I called it can't
Oh.
motherfucker fight.
Yeah, crazy motherfucker. CMF. Man, I don't even remember if I fucking ever seen that. That's crazy.
It was funny. It was supposed to be kids, and then there was a couple like adults in there, and it's like, you're a fucking adult, and you know you're like in a group with a bunch of teenagers.
Yeah, well, you know, parental guidance or something. They had to
How
have
old were you when you
chaperones.
How old were you when you joined 187?
13. I was like
Did they know
11.
you?
What's that?
Did they know you were 13?
Yeah, so like it's weird how this shit went down. I'm actually like contemplating doing a whole like episode on this shit just to kind of have it, but it depends on a bunch of things. They when they used to do this shit where like you got voted in, so like the original like Edge Italiano and Crazy, the founders, they had to like vote you in, and like the whole kind of 187, like the more senior members had to be in agreement and all this shit. And like one of the issues that was brought up was like the fact that it was an 18 plus group and I was fucking 13, and like Edge had to vouch for me to like, you know, okay, I'll take him under my wing, I'll be responsible for him, you know, blah 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 or some shit. Because I remember Edge fucking telling me about all this stuff. He's like, now I need you to like, you know, try to behave yourself, you know, like you're 13, it's an issue. You know, we're an adult fucking group, but like you really have skill and like you got all this stuff and like we want you a part of it, and you know, if you accept, go ahead and throw on the tag. And I'm like, fuck yeah, you know, like fucking little old me.
Oh yeah, 13. You're probably stoked.
Hell
and plus,
yeah.
that was like the 187s was the elite fight group.
Oh yeah, like back then there weren't. I don't, you know, like yes and no, because like there weren't really too many groups. Like there was like Hellspawn, 187. Maybe like I don't know when like antagonists and all that stuff came around, but like I don't remember there being that many fucking groups. But I do remember like shortly after I joined 187, there was like an explosion. It seemed like everybody was grouped up.
I always heard Seven Deadly Sins first.
Oh, Seven Deadly Sins, yeah, that's it. Unholy and
And-
I talked about that, yeah.
I heard they became a like a hacker group.
Dude, they became so big that I don't even think Wrath could like. They had like leaders of like there was individual groups. So if you needed help, like if you needed computer help, you would go to a specific subset of Seven Deadly Sins that was like, we do fucking hacking, booting, blah blah blah. I mean, it was fucking huge. I should talk to Fulfill. I should get him on here and like have him explain or something like that. But yeah, it was fucking Seven Deadly Sins was fucking huge. I mean, it was dude. Like, I don't know. I have a different perspective with 187. Like, I'm actually really, and maybe I don't know if I'm like, I could be the only one that feels like this shit because I was so young, I was very impressionable, and it for whatever reason, like 187, I think means a lot more to me than a lot of other people like give it credit for, because of the fact that like I was sort of molded into this shit. You know, like Edge was teaching me how to program. Italiano was doing animations and like Flash and shit. And we had all that shit, and we built a fucking website and just all this crap. Like, I don't know, man. Like the music and everything. I was into so much different shit that it's unfucking believable when I look at it in hindsight. Like, I don't think I could have picked or been brought into a better environment, even like just to fucking like, I don't know, kind of foster, you know, like this sort of like, I don't, knowledge for lack of better words. And like, I've got so many tools in my arsenal just from a fucking Yahoo Fight group that it's insane. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. I got a lot of shit to fucking thank for all that crap, because literally my life is built on all this shit now. So,
well, I mean, the 187 had standards. That was one of the few fight groups I actually respected, because for one, they didn't all gather in a room and ignore anybody that fought them. They actually went out there to find fights. And
oh yeah,
you normally only see one or two in a room at a time. You never saw like 10 187s just sitting in a room ignoring everything.
Oh yeah, that was one of our rules too. Was like, you never called for backup. Like, if you lost a fucking fight, then just own the loss. Like, it's not a big deal. But, and the ganging up on people and shit like that, too. I don't know. Like, we didn't support that either. If it was like one or two 187s just having fun, then it's not a big deal. But, yeah, you got to fight your own battles.
I think that's the fact that the guys that started it had a military background, so there's structure there, you know?
Yeah,
so that's why they were probably had the standards were so much higher.
Right.
Because they had been held to high standards in the military, so that probably affected. It was probably the best group you could have been in. Like these military guys that have morals and standards that try to help you live up to this shit and discipline. Other fight groups just didn't really have that going on, and that's why I when I did the chosen ones, I try to be kind of like how the 187s were. We're like, we're not gonna all hang out in the room and just fucking ignore everybody that like fight. Because
right.
That was the only reason why I joined a group, because I got tired of being in a room and like 5 people from a group would come in there and they'd all put you on ignore, and you couldn't. They'd sit there and run their mouth.
Yep, I remember that fucking era too. Yeah, yep. And because of the way the ignore and shit worked, like you could control a room like that if you had a big enough group.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean you're a good fighter. That just means you've got numbers and you're ignoring people.
Right.
I mean, if you want to sit there and talk to your own members, go make a private room and have a conversation. The problem is you're a bunch of boring motherfuckers, and you need the stimulation of the fight rooms.
Right. Right. That shit was fucking free entertainment, dude, half the time. It was amazing.
It wasn't as good as I think we'll remember.
Oh, yeah, there was definitely some pitfalls.
Yeah, there were some nights where I had a hard time finding a good room.
Yeah.
Like, some of the rooms would just get flooded with idiots, and eventually you'd find one where there was a good conversation going. It was basically you're having a conversation, but it was a very aggressive conversation, and you could disagree and, like, insult and make each other laugh and shit, and nobody got their feelings hurt.
Right.
That was when I had the most fun, when you're bullshitting with each other and joking around on each other and insulting the fuck out of each other, but nobody's crying about it.
Right. It's a totally different fucking climate these days. But
oh god, there'd be so many sensitive fucking social justice warriors getting all mad in there.
It drives me absolutely fucking nuts. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't want to even use the term fucking snowflake because it's so fucking cliche and so just played out. But dude, people are fragile these days, man. I don't know. It seemed like it was just a different time.
I don't want to get political, but it seems like the conservatives are the ones that are the biggest snowflakes, but they think everybody else are snowflakes.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if the Trump era took place in the fight rooms? You would have had like Trump tards in there insulting everybody. Fuck Biden.
Yeah, but dude, that would have been the best. I think that would have been the best because I would have loved to fight every single fucking one of them. And anybody that came in there, I would have fucking loved that shit. I don't know. It would have been like ammo, just free ammo. I'm sure like it would probably get fucking played out, but you know.
They would be such easy targets. So, like, that was the biggest thing, like, that would get you fucked in the fight rooms if you were sensitive about something small.
Yes.
And it was easy for people to just get on, like.
Yep. As soon as we found out whatever, like, if we knew that we nailed your insecurity, man, we could just fucking rip into it.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
Where's
like, you know, I mean, I'll go ahead.
I was going to say there was some dude, his name was like MCHL and then numbers. He was nobody well known, but Mad Max was drunk one night. And we're in a room, the dude came in there and he was like kind of slow talking. He's like, "Oh, would you get that off the back of a package of Cracker Jacks?" You know, he would make little stupid comments like that, and then Max kept calling him Michelle because it was MCHL.
Right.
Guys, after like the third time, he finally lost his shit. It's fucking Michael. He called me Michelle. It's Michael. And then, well, this looks like fucking Michelle to me. I don't care what your fucking name is. And then so everybody started calling him Michelle.
Yep.
And I started seeing the dude on a regular night. So that's what I keyed in on. Hey, what's up, Michelle? How you doing there, sweetheart? And he would like, start freaking out, leave the room, and then I'd go find him in another room. And I'd been there, and I went into one room. I still remember it because I felt kind of bad about it because he seemed like he was having a good time. Found a couple other dipshits to talk to, and he's like, "Oh, did you find out about Cracker Jacks?" You know, he even got to whip out that old pearl in the fight. So I was like, "So you having a good time in here, Michelle? You little fucking bitch!" And then he's like, fucking hate you!" Like logged off. I never saw him again, and it's like, oh, maybe I should have just let him have his fun instead of fucking with him for no reason.
That's fucking amazing.
But you couldn't do that, you know? Like, if you were sensitive like that, you shouldn't have been in the fight.
Oh, yeah. It's just fucking ripping the fucking Band-Aid off the wound, man. Really. Like, you're just playing on the insecurity. Like, it's kind of how it was for me. Like, I didn't care if you were gay, if you were the most machoest fucking man in the fucking room, or if you were a lesbian, or you were the fucking, like, dopiest fucking bitch that waltzed into the fucking fight room, didn't even know what the fuck was going on. Like, whatever that insecurity was, you'd fucking play on that shit.
My thing was that I would try to twist people's word on them. Like, if they'd say something, I'd change it a little bit. Why are you saying that? I didn't say that. You just fucking said it. No, I didn't. And like, obviously you didn't say it. I know you didn't say it. And everybody in the room knows you didn't say it. So why are you getting fucking mad about it?
Oh,
and then
yeah.
they get mad and they lose their train of thought, and then you could fuck them up.
Oh, yeah. The other thing that I would do is, like, I would literally take whatever they said and agree with them, and then I would use that against them. So, like, there'd be people that'd be like, oh, fucking Exalted, you fucking dick sucker, all this shit, like, you're gay, you like dick, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, all right, let's go with that, because the fight, it gets so fucking boring and repetitive, calling me cocksucker all the time, that you just take it and run with it, and then it becomes a fucking story, you know? And then you're literally roping this guy into a story, and then he eventually becomes your lover or some shit. You're fucking talking about some Brokeback Mountain shit, and he just doesn't even know what the fuck to do.
I used to do that when they call me cocksucker. It's like, oh, my cocksuckers, please tell me about how you want me to suck your dick.
Yeah.
Please tell me how you want me to do it.
Yeah.
Listen, you're a fucking fag. It's like,
Yeah.
I can take the pain. If you can take the pain, now tell me how you want me to fuck you in the
Yep. That dude, I used to fucking do that fucking like reversal shit all the fucking time because I don't give a shit. I don't care if some fucking wacko on the internet thinks I'm gay. Like, what the fuck? It doesn't even bother me.
Yeah.
You know, like, what the fuck?
But some dudes, I think the guys that are most sensitive about it is because they were kind of into like shit.
Oh yeah.
Like they were in the closet. They hated to admit it.
Oh yeah, because it was always on the tip of their tongue. Like they would always be fucking like that's what their first thing that they would resort to was like using some shit like that.
Usually, if somebody kept calling you a virgin or something, you pretty much knew, oh, well, obviously this guy's a virgin because it pisses him off, and so he thinks it's going to piss you off, but it doesn't bother. Well, you were a virgin when I assume you were 13.
Yeah.
I would have just been like, yeah, I'm 13, motherfucker. Of course I'm a virgin.
Dude, they used to tell me all the time, they'd be like, you need to get back in here when your balls drop and all this shit. And I'd just be like, my balls are going to drop right on your fucking face. You know, like all this shit. Yeah. And the high...
like, why? What you like? You like droopy balls? You want me to come back?
Yeah. Dude, I had so much. Like anymore, I'm not as quick with it. Because Unholy used to be like, you had this fucking speed fight thing going down. Dude, you were so the fast talker and all this other shit. I'm like, dude, I'm old. I can't do that shit now. Like, there's no, dude, I think about shit before I say it now. Like, I had no holds barred back then. It's a totally... Did you
used to freestyle back then, though?
Not really. Like, even when I got into the rap stuff, I didn't really like I'd go into the freestyle rooms and shit because they used to have freestyle rap rooms in Yahoo, but I was never good at it. Like,
I had been in there. I know Freak used to like to freestyle, and I think that came over in his fight game. Like,
yeah,
it was basically like he was freestyle rapping, but he was fighting. Like, I don't think I ever remember him just randomly rhyming shit for no reason.
Yeah. That's essentially what my freestyles became was like, oh, yeah, pick a word at the end of the sentence and then just rhyme with it, but then insult them. Like, I was never really good at it, but yeah.
Yeah, I found freak sensitive spot, and it was from freestyle. We went to a freestyle rap room.
Oh, really?
So he started freestyling, and then some guy typed in, "Listen to this dude spitting writtens," and then Freak was like, "Spitting writtens? I'm not fucking spitting writtens," and like lost his shit.
Oh,
So when we
Yep.
would, me and him would, even though we're in the same group, like when the rooms got quiet, we'd start fighting with each other for fun, and I would always use that. Like he would start doing
Spitting
something. I was
writtens.
like, "Listen, you." I was like recycling these old lines, Freak. I was like, "I know you got it written down in a notebook next to you," and somebody, "Motherfucker, I do not think it's fucking spit written." That was his sensitive spot.
dude, what's crazy, like, the sidebar about the freestyle rap shit, but like it seems like now that is kind of the standard. You sort of like write out your shit in advance and like, you know, memorize lines and shit like that so you can use them. It's not like I remember it as being like freestyle off the top. Like it's people are freestyling writtens nowadays. It's a total 180. But anyway, it's sidebar.
Well, I've listened to a lot of like freestyle rap, and you'll notice like you can tell they're using, like, if you watch the same guy and multiple ones, he'll use the same lines every once in a while.
Yeah, right.
They like a bridge to get him to his next thought. He just
Yep.
spits out the random words that he uses.
Yep, exactly.
The same as like in the fight rooms, I would use. I'm sure I used the same insult on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
But you had to. I mean, you're in there for a couple hours a night.
Oh yeah.
So that's hours worth of material. So you would have your little deals you went to get you to the next deal.
Yep.
Especially if you're fighting an idiot who gave you nothing to work with.
Yeah, dude, that was my biggest fucking pet peeve. I actually said that too. I think it was on Holy or something, but yeah. My biggest pet peeve was running into somebody who would just talk you to death and like just wouldn't have anything creative whatsoever to contribute. And like you can't play off of it.
Well, or they would just pull out insults that everybody used and shit. Like,
Yeah.
You know, one kiss of death used to use all the time. I think that's why I made her mad. One night I used all of her insults on her. I was like, told her she sounded like a dyke. And I was like, I bet you get caught in the park sniffing women's bicycle seats. Like, because she used to use that one all the time. And that one I'd heard before I even went into the fight room. So I used her own shit on her, and she got all. I think that's why she hated me. I would do that shit to her.
That's fucking hilarious.
Killer memory. So if I'm drinking, I would still remember the shit she had said to me last fight. So I would whip out all that on her, and then she would lose her shit.
Right. That's fucking hilarious. Man. The go-to. Using the go-tos before the fucking person could even go to use them.
Yeah. Gotta use all your material. Now what are you gonna say?
Right.
Fuck you. That would be the comeback. Go fuck yourself.
Right. Didn't have
One
shit.
that used to piss. A lot of people use it. I don't know why. If you would be like, just shut the fuck up, and they'd be like, you tell me to shut up in a voice chat room? And I was like, yeah, because it's a voice chat room.
Yep.
So I'm telling you, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would say, quit typing.
Yeah.
You know?
People would say that shit all the time. I remember using that one a couple times just to see like what the fuck people would say. Cause like, dude, I would deal with them fucking idiots all the time. Or like, quit sucking the mic like you're sucking a dick, or like all them fucking cheesy ass ones.
God, that's a lame one. Yeah, I used to hear that too.
Yep.
Oh, you sound like you're sucking a dick.
Yeah.
I was like, if you can hear somebody construct words and sentences by they're sucking your dick, you got a little dick, my friend. Like,
yeah. And my shit was like, is that why you keep your headphones so close to your ears and crank the fucking volume? Because you like that sound? Is that why you're still fucking talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, like, what the fuck? Fucking crazy, dude.
I'm trying to think of like some of the people I never got to hear Edge fight. Because he was like, I was on overnight, and he seems like one of the people that was on during the daytime, my time. So there was certain people I never saw besides on like the war board. I never saw them in the rooms because I never got off work till like 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, so it's crazy to me because I don't really remember. Unholy actually shed some light on this for me because I don't really remember Edge fighting all that much. But like his fight style wasn't like comedic or anything. It wasn't very like funny. It was more like analytical or something. But Unholy was telling me that he used to like, the kind of he used to come up with like one-liners and shit and like write them in a fucking notepad or something. I didn't know that, but like Unholy apparently heard him fight a lot, but it was like it wasn't anything crazy. But I mean, the dude kind of like, I don't know, ran 187 like a chessboard a little bit. So I don't know. I don't really see him as being like up in front in the line of battle, but more so as a back, some kind of like in command or whatever, from the back lines or whatever, like running shit. But I don't really remember him fighting too often.
I heard him like very few times, and once there's a line I remember him use. I don't remember what room it was in, but it sounded like some teenage girl or something started talking shit while he was in the middle fighting somebody, and he was like, told her like, shouldn't you be in the fucking food court rocking your fuck me pumps, honey? Like, just get out of here. Like, but like he just heard like the teenage girl and just dismissed her like this. Oh my god, I don't remember who he's fighting. I just remember that line he whipped out of nowhere like instantly. I was like, that's pretty quick-witted right there.
Yeah, so I don't, like now it's like one of those things where I'm like, I don't really remember this shit. There's, I remember stuff that's like, better and more personal and stuff that happened with 187, but I don't really remember Edge fighting. And like when Unholy told me this shit about Edge kind of having these one-liners in a fucking document or something, now I'm just like, well, did he make that up on the fly, or was that like, did he have it saved, like a pocket insult? Which there's not wrong with that, but it's one of those things now that I'm like, wow, what did happen back then? Did some people actually do that? Because my stuff was all off the top of the dome. Like I didn't really. There may have been like a couple things that I always like my go-tos, like you were saying, you kept them kind of in the back corners to lead you to another topic, but I never had a notepad document with like insults in it and shit, or I wasn't like taking a shit and thinking of that'd be funny, I gotta say that in the fight room.
No, there have been times like the next day I might be at work and I remember a fight I had last night and I was like, ooh, I should have said that. That'd have been fun. But I think everybody does that with any kind of conversation.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you're gonna get off this fucking little recording thing or whatever and you'd be like, man, I should have talked about that.
Well, yeah, but damn, I forgot to bring this up and that.
Yeah.
This would have been a funny story.
Oh yeah, that's how it goes. That's to be expected.
Like I was thinking, like my favorite insult. Well, no, it's my favorite insult. Just curse word. I would just call somebody a dipshit.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize how often I would call people dipshit until this girl, Baby Tabs, that was in the Chosen Ones, brought it up. She's like, "You use dipshit a lot." Like that's like your cat. She thought that was my catchphrase. It's like I don't even realize I'm saying it.
I think because I only remember like DFW like fucking and fucking and fucking and fucking and fucking and fucking and fucking, like he would just like go on because I would link everything together with the F word. So apparently that was my go-to shit. So I totally believe that you got like a, You
just drop in. Maybe that's where you got fuck it net from.
Oh, I didn't even get fuck it net. That was Edge's thing, man. That was the original.
Oh, I thought that was your thing.
Nope, that was the original like 187 kind of homepage, whatever.
So. I didn't really cuss a lot. I mean, I would cuss a lot, but not to a point where it was distracting. Like Ripster, that was his problem. That's all he did.
Was cuss, yeah.
Cuss, yeah. I remember one day I was hanging out with Wild Wendy, and we were in a room bullshitting, and Ripster was in there, and then he got in a fight with somebody, and it was like, the fuck you goddamn gonna fucking think you're gonna do out here, bitch? Well, you're not gonna do a goddamn fucking thing out here.
Yeah,
that's all the fuck. You're not gonna do fucking shit.
Yep, you goddamn fucking son of a bitch, goddamn.
Yeah. Goddamn fucking shit. You're not gonna do goddamn fucking. And then the spit would come out because he was drunk.
Yep.
That was it, over and over. That was like his whole fight, and then Wendy was like typing in chat. Oh my god! Like he's like, I've never heard this guy fight before. I've never heard somebody cuss so much. It's like because I would love to take this guy to my church.
Dude, Wendy, I gotta get her on here too at some point in time, man. She's probably got some fucking stories for days.
Oh, she used to go out with Sean Connery a lot.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was a lot. It might have just been when he first popped up. Because he was entertaining for about a week. And then it was like, I'm tired of seeing you, Sean, because it was the same
shit.
shit
Yeah.
over and over. He just
Yeah, I don't know if
did
I
the
ever
voice.
really like fought
The only
Sean.
thing was like people would be like, well, they would accuse him of having a sound card that made his voice sound like that. It's like if he had something like that, everybody would be doing that shit.
Right.
So he does Sean Connery impression.
Right.
That's his whole shtick.
Yep. I don't even remember voice changers being. I remember like I downloaded one at one point in time, but those motherfuckers didn't really exist too much. Like you had to have a pretty damn good computer to run a fucking voice changer.
Well, there's people I remember that would have the ones where they like to make their voice real deep.
Yeah.
There was one guy. I think I was getting mixed up about the dude that would start screaming. He would fight and he would be quiet, and then he would start screaming, and then he'd get ignored. But I called him Kevin. I think Kevin was the one that used the voice changer to make his voice sound real deep. And then one day he was in a room and he forgot to use it, and he keyed up their talk, and he had this nasally ass stupid fucking voice, and they all started laughing at him, and he left the room.
That's fucking crazy. Like his voice changer probably just broke or some shit.
Or he forgot to turn it on.
Yeah. Dude, if I used a voice changer, I'd be always fucking scared of that shit. Like shit's gonna break, my real voice is gonna show, or like it's not gonna work. I'm gonna forget to turn it on. Some shit.
I didn't even know how to use that shit. So I didn't know shit. I knew basic computer knowledge. I wasn't a booter or none of that. I didn't know how to do.
Yeah. I remember, dude, like I used to have some friends that were like, I never really was into the booting kind of stuff, but like I always knew somebody or like somebody would always give me software to like protect my shit. And it was like, you know, I feel like there's some of them, like they would just want to hear you because you were funny and shit. And so like they would like kind of help protect you for a while, you know, like, hey, you got to watch out. So-and-so's coming in here and they're going to fucking flood the room and boot and all this other shit. Like you better fucking load up here, take this program, blah, 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 do this and that. And they'd get me all fucking set up. And like, man, like I was grateful for that shit, but still it sucks. Like you're killing the fucking room.
Yeah. Well, that was when the bots came about. I don't know if you remember Tough, not Tough fucking Cowboy.
Yeah.
But it was another Tough.
Global Net Tough is who you're talking about, yeah.
Well, before that, he had a fight group. I can't remember the name of it.
Was it Global Net or is it before Global Net? Because he had a fight group called Global Net, and I forget what. I don't know if he was in something before that or not.
Well, Tough had a group. He hung around at 15. I want to say it was called the Unforgiven.
Oh,
I might be wrong about that though. Because the group he had was remember I told you Mad Max met a chick and they got together for years. She was in his group. Yeah. But I can't remember the name of the group he had. But anyways, Tough started running bots.
Yeah.
And he just destroyed Fight Room 15. It would just be full of bots.
Yep.
But then I would come in there and he'd want to talk to me and he's like, wait a minute, let me fix these bots. And by the end of the night, he was like out of breath. He sounded shit faced. He would just be 30 bots and him and heavy. You're fucking, ruining the fight rooms. Like the bots really.
Yeah.
That's why that was the nail in the coffin for me being in the fight rooms was all the bots.
Yeah. Because you remember the group Mad Rocks?
No.
Okay, well they might have came like sort of after. So like Tough, I'm pretty sure this is the same person, but Tough created a group called Global Net, and my friend, I don't know if you know For Life, but he's actually a really good friend of mine now. But he joined
the Kid Fighter.
Yeah.
For Life.
So
he was in the Enforcers.
Oh yeah, he was in the Enforcers. That's right. Yeah. So he ended up joining like Global Net, which is Tough's group, and I remember like Mad Rocks and Global Net had like these bot wars, and like Mad Rock Jamie would fucking come in and like load up all these motherfucking bots all the fucking time, dude. It was fucking crazy. I should reach out.
For Life, I remember For Life made a post on it was your board, and he had the little title Kid Fighter on there when he But he made a post asking about being a kid fighter and why people don't give him respect and all this shit. And the response, I talked to you about this in the rooms back then after they did it because I read it. It was a response from Metal, and I was like, oh my fucking god! It was. He's telling him there was this kid fighter that used to come back in the early days. He was an OG, and he conducted himself, with high standards, and we all learned to come to respect him, and he became one of the best known fighters in the fight rooms. And oh yeah, you're on his board right now. I was like, oh,
Metal
God.
said this?
Yeah, you're on his board right now. It just reminded me like you'd hear like in movies, like, oh,
Yeah.
I was that fat kid that got picked. Like, oh, you're on his board right now. It's like, good God, like, pick your lips.
Holy shit. That's fucking hilarious. That's,
such a blatant ass kiss. Just like,
oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. That's, dude, and Metal would fucking say some shit like that. That's fucking hilarious. But yeah, for life, like he was a kid. Like he was actually, he's 3 or 4 years younger than me. So yeah, he was. Because I know him since I was 15. That would have made him like 13 or something like that, or I was 16. Yeah, something like that. So
when he was in the Enforcers, we were fighting with the Enforcers, and we had the guy in our group fuck with me, and he was 16, and Ripster refused to fight him. He's like, I don't fight 16-year-olds. It's like, but you got a 14-year-old in your group, and apparently your girl is fucking 16. So,
right. That's fucking crazy.
That's the shit I remember most. Is just like the weird stuff. Like, is in a room one morning fighting with. This is completely 180 from what we're talking about.
Oh, it's fine.
In a room with an English warrior, and right in the middle of the fight, he's doing his little spiel. Like, what was one of the things he's like? You're so ugly. I bet in the morning you wipe your ass and blow your nose in the same motion. But like, I can't do his voice. He had like a perfect, and so he's like, right in the middle of this insult. Yeah, I bet and then he goes back to talking. I was like, what the fuck was that, man? He's like, I sneezed. He's like, I just sneezed. I was like, it's like you didn't even fucking acknowledge it. Or at least, excuse yourself to the people with headphones. You just blew your eardrums out. Cause it's like, you sound like a sneeze, man. It's like, it sounded like somebody stabbed you in the back with a fucking ice pick. It only hurt for a second. It's just a scream, and then went back to talking. So everybody, like when I said what it sounded like, I was like, that's the noise. Like I made that noise this morning when I was getting dressed, and I've been over, and my dog's touched my balls. And they got him. He was chuckling, and then everybody in the chat started typing in what they thought it sounded like. So he was reading what people were saying. Like the fight ended. Right. Nobody was fighting. It was just English warrior on the mic reading what people said his sneeze sounded like and laughing his ass off about it.
That's fucking
for like
awesome.
2 minutes. That's all that's going on. And like, that's one of the memories that sticks out to me because it was so weird and out of place and unusual at the moment.
Right. That's fucking
just hearing somebody, and they're not going to do that. And like, he didn't just make that weird fucking crazy noise. Just let me go on with what I'm doing. I would have been like, oh, shit, excuse me, I sneezed, and then go back to talking. He didn't even acknowledge me.
Just like an excuse. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for anybody with headphones on.
Right.
That I just gave tinnitus to.
I don't fuck around, dude. Like my memory is like more. I just don't remember like a bunch of weird shit. Like usually what happens is somebody starts talking about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Like I don't have a fucking just like I can't pull just random shit. It's crazy.
August. That's the stuff like that. Like just the day-to-day. Like I don't remember fights I've had with people and what was said. I just remember I fought this person and something funny that took place there. Like one time I got Wilson's laughing so hard she was crying. We were having a fight in a room, and she started. I don't remember what she said that got me on the subject. But I was talking. It's like I'm fucking tired of hearing you, Wilson. You're getting fucking stupid. You're my friend. But I feel like I got to tell you to turn around and face the river and start telling me about the rabbits so I can put you out of your misery. And like, nobody in the room got the joke. I was talking about of mice and men, but she got it where Lenny gets shot in the back of the head and she was dying laughing.
Dude, see that is what like made Wilson's she just knew every fucking thing, dude. Like that trivia thing, like
Oh.
you were saying, that like made her so quick fucking witted, and she just got everything, and she could just play off of it. So
Because when I
yeah,
was talking to her about mice and men, making that insult, everybody in the, like, most people didn't know what I was talking about, but she's dying laughing.
yeah, because it's a
got
very highbrow insult, my man. That's why like
It's not.
the amount of people that fucking at least read the fucking book. I don't know, dude.
I feel like you're breaking my balls. Oh, you're very highbrow there, Chuck. La-di-da. Do you stick your pit out when you drink your beer? It's like,
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, you got to think of like the caliber of fucking the average person in the room, right? Like, would probably not get that fucking joke. But yeah, but Wilson's would like, but she'd have enough fucking like knowledge, and you too, probably. I mean, like, obviously, like you could stoop down to like a fucking like low level redneck kind of mentality, but then also carry on a conversation about something like that. So like that's what makes like a fighter really fucking good, in my opinion. So yeah,
just basic general knowledge of a lot of shit that you could work into it.
Yep.
But it didn't always work. Like some of it wouldn't land. Obviously, like I'd make some jokes that just did not land, and I was like, "You're too dumb to get it." I mean, you couldn't say that. It's like you should have thought that was funny. You just go on to the next.
And instead, you just have to sit there and eat it because it's like fucking hearing crickets.
Yeah. What used to crack something I just thought about when I was talking, because we're talking about English Warrior, is his name was English Warrior.
Right.
And we would be in a room and he'd be fighting some redneck. What are you, some kind of fucking Australian fucking kangaroo fucker? And it's like, mate, my name's English fucking Warrior. It's like, it's in the name. It's like, it's not hard to get.
Yeah, dude. That kind of shit would happen all the fucking time.
And whoever he was fighting, fight's over. You've done lost. You said something so profoundly stupid, you can't dig out of that hole. You can just dig further into it. I mean, you can't like explain why you thought they were Australian when their name's English.
Right.
Brings me to, there was a dude named Brocky AU that used to come in the fight room. He
I don't know that guy.
he would act like a Southern American. He would do like a black Southern American accent. But I was sitting there listening one time and it broke up, and then he called somebody a poof.
Wait, in the Southern voice?
Yeah, like a black guy in the South calling somebody, "Hey, poof, bro."
Yeah.
No, it's like. Plus, he had AU at the end of his name. I was like, "You're Australian, dude. It's obvious." And he's like, "How'd you know, mate?" And I was like, "Well, because you called him a poof, and you got AU at the end of your name for Australia."
Yeah,
so he changed his name
and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't say he changed his name to Copperhead, and he would go in the rooms like that because he was asking me about snakes from the United States, and I told him Copperhead's one of the most prevalent poisonous snakes, and so he went with Copperhead.
Yeah, maybe I don't remember him.
I would catch him under the head doing that, and they would just be. He would fight like Australians, and they would be screaming at him being a stupid redneck from the United States. The whole time not knowing they're fighting somebody from Australia, and nothing they're going to say about the United States is going to bother him because he's Australian.
Holy fuck, that's a good shtick. Like that's a fucking good. Because he knows all, like, he could even insult them, like, with their own shit, and they wouldn't even really, man, this Southern motherfucker really knows, like, some personal shit about fucking Australia.
Knows everything, yeah. I was like, how the fuck is he? Starts talking about obscure TV shows and like insulting the rugby team and know the players on the team. Like, English Warrior did that one day. I was fighting some dude from England, and the guy's like insulting American sports, and English Warrior like PMs me. He's like, ask him what his favorite football team is, and I was like, ask him what fucking football team do you support over there, and like he told me the name. And then English Warrior started listing out players on the team and telling me like ways to insult. So I was like insulting this guy and completely rattled him. He's like, oh fuck, he wasn't used to an American knowing all this shit. It's like, you're out of your fucking mind, mate. And I was like talking to that guy because he was like, if he was a striker, like, he couldn't fucking hit water if he fell out of a boat. Like this guy couldn't hit the shots out of a barn, and like this dude's losing his shit. And then the English warrior was dying. Like, he got on there and started talking. He's like, he knows a lot about football for an American. You got to give him that. And he's like, oh, he knows the big name, sure, fine, but he doesn't know about this. And that. And, oh, it pissed him off.
That's fucking amazing. That's actually a great fucking thing. I never actually thought about that shit. That's fucking amazing.
Well, what got me is like the guy didn't put two and two together. Like, well, he's English. You're both in the same group. You're obviously feeding him this information. Like, he didn't get what's going on.
That was my like most challenging thing, was like fighting people from other countries. I always felt like people from other countries had a better grasp on what was going on in the States than even maybe I had, you know?
I was going to say the reason why is because our pop culture is more prevalent over there. They watch all of our TV shows. They watch our movies, so they know more about the United States than we know about them. Like,
right.
I had seen some like music. Of course, you've heard English and Australian music.
Yep.
Tons of it. But they don't really go into details about their country. They're singing a fucking song. Right. And then I seen like some English TV shows and movies. I couldn't tell you one fucking Australian TV show.
Yeah.
So they knew they had more material than we had against them. We were at a disadvantage.
Yeah, I hate it. The only thing I had was like bad teeth jokes because I knew they didn't fucking brush their teeth. But I'm sure that's like a fucking, stereotype. I'm sure they brush their fucking teeth now.
Well, it came from the fact that they don't have fluoride. I don't know if they do, but they did.
Fluoride, and they used to, instead of like actually having their cavities, they would get wooden fucking teeth way back in the day.
Of course, everything we might be saying is inaccurate in some English person.
Yeah.
Fucking Americans don't know shit. Like,
yeah, man. Like the wooden teeth thing, I remember that being a thing or something. And the wigs that they wear in the fucking parliament and all that shit. Like that's the only shit,
It's like it's 2000. You can put up the fucking wig from Victorian era.
Yeah. So that's the only real like material I fucking had, like, because that's all I fucking knew. I hated fighting.
The royal family, but most of them hate the royal too. So
and how many jokes can you make about the queen before the shit's just played out? Like they hate their fucking queen too. How can you fucking diss something that they hate?
Yeah. Well, one thing I didn't do is I didn't insult people's jobs when I knew they had it, because it's a job,
right?
Regardless of how shitty of a job it is, at least they're working.
Yeah, right.
I used to insult Metal about never working because I found out he'd never had a job, so that's a personal attack.
Jesus.
But he would attack me personally too, and insult my brother and shit.
Yeah.
Because me and Metal had a judge fight one time. God, I can't believe I forgot about this. Had a judge fight with him and Foxy, Texan, Evil Bitch, and Trailer. It was all the WTC were judging the fight. And I knew going into it, it's like, I was so cocky, like I can beat anybody. It doesn't matter who the judges are. I don't give a fuck. So we had a fight, and I made fun of him with this cancer lion and vampire hunter shit. And at the end of the fight, Foxy was like, you got personal. You did this. That was really lame, Chuck. You brought up his cancer, and it's like, he never fucking had cancer. He was not a vampire hunter. So I didn't bring up personal. So she's like, round one I gave to you. Round two, Metal.
Yeah, that was
personal.
She's like, fucking judge fights are so unfair, dude.
And then she goes, round 3 and 4. I didn't even hear it because of my shit and stuff. I was like, okay. Before the fight even started, oh shit! Now I remember more that I talked about it.
Yeah.
She keys up. She's like, just to let y'all know, before the fight starts, don't judge this one by who's the funniest, because Metal has a very unique fighting style. And then I was like, oh, for you judges didn't get that. After she got done judging, or she got done saying, she basically just told you to vote for Metal.
Yeah, because Metal would talk to you. Like he didn't.
Oh, it was a judge fight. He made a bunch of lame jokes because. Yeah. After the fight, I asked the room to vote, and the room picked me. Foxy picked Metal, plus I insulted her and Evil Bitch in the middle of the fucking fight. So it's like, I should have picked these judges because they're both fat, and I know fat chicks got a thing for Metal. And I was like, that's not something you want to do in the middle of a fight. And then Evil gave it to Metal 3 rounds to 2, and then Trailer Park didn't vote. And they called him a pussy, and he's like, well, I think Chuck won every round. And then they're like, well, Metal won.
Yeah, dude, them fucking judge fights were fucking. I hated those. Yeah. I only did like maybe 2 or 3 of them, but that was like the last little era of Yahoo that I fucking hated. And the only reason they did that shit was to get away from the fucking bots and booters and fucking Yahoo.
Yeah. I did a lot of those. That was the only one I lost, but it was my own fucking fault.
I
Like,
fucking hated that shit.
I can't even. He made one stupid insult. He's like calling me fat, so you need to go to Jenny Craig. Oh, I forgot you can't fit through the fucking door. I said, "What are you, fucking 5?" I mean, that sounds like a
Right.
grade school insult.
Right.
Fatty 2x4 can't fit through the bathroom door.
That sounds exactly like fucking metal, dude. Exactly. I didn't like those judge fights. I didn't like the fact that they were ran predominantly by metal. I didn't like every time, like I would always judge who they picked for judges, and then I would instantly like change the way I fought either to appease the fucking judges, or I knew I was going to instantly lose because of who the judges were and who I was going up against.
Oh, I quit after that. I was like, I'm not going to do judges anymore. So I would just tell them, we'll do a room vote. You want to fight me? We'll let the room vote.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever had one where the room fucking judged, but I do remember I may have fought like Born Rotten in a judge fight or something, and like I knew Born was gonna win. Like that dude could just sit up there and talk, and I'm not that type of person. Like I have to have that really quick, you know, like me and you were talking, and the conversation is just free flowing and exchanging and shit. Like I can't be given 30 seconds to a minute on the microphone and just spew shit. That's not how I fucking work. So I hated that shit.
Well, we used to do minute rounds. I could do minute rounds, but I like when the room voted, that was more. There's more people there, so if you have a judge fight, if one of them doesn't like you and you don't know that, you're not going to make this person laugh. They're not going to enjoy anything you say because they don't like you.
Right, exactly.
But when we used to do the private, that was something I told you I wanted to talk about. The private rooms were a big part.
Yeah.
Of Yahoo, when the rooms sucked or the booters were out rampantly.
Yep.
And we would make a private room, and then people would just start inviting people in there. And there were some people, you couldn't have in the room at the same time. You couldn't have Shermie and Karma in the private room at the same time.
Dude, I remember that.
It was going to explode.
Yep.
And you couldn't have Metal and Unholy in the room at the same time.
Yep.
I know I went the weirdest one. Made a private room. We've been in there, and Sue was in there. I mostly remember her because she never shuts up.
Yep.
And there were a lot of other chicks in there. And Unholy came in there. And when Unholy popped in, Sue was on the mic. She's like, "Oh, hey, Unholy, baby." And he's like, "Oh, hey, Sue." And then she starts talking to him all, because starts talking to him all sexy and shit. And Holy's like, "Oh, yeah, tell me more." And they're so like, basically had a cyber section on the mic. And Unholy really committed that. He's moaning and we think, "Oh," and like going back, and Sue was like really getting into it. She's like, "Oh yeah, Unholy, tell me how to do it." And really getting into it. She's like enjoying having her little fuck pig Unholy squealing on the mic and like having a good time. And I thought it was always just fake. When I heard it, I thought they were just having fun. And then when I heard your interview with Unholy, I'm thinking maybe he did just decide to let Sue help him bust off a quick nut real quick when he came in this private room. And like, who would know? And I didn't care. What did you say? Like, did you actually just bust a nut? He said, like, "Oh, I just had the most intense orgasm in the fight rooms ever, Sue. Thank you, honey." And
I don't know, dude. There are some things that are just better left fucking unknown. I don't know.
If he faked it, he committed. He sounded like a fucking porn star. Like,
he probably fucking did. He probably saw it through, dude.
He got into it, but after he did it, the women in the room got into it. They were all randy, man. Like, they all started talking about sex fantasies and shit. And I was like, "Wow!"
Christ.
It's like, I don't know if he meant to do that to the room, but they were like turning their cams on and shit. I was like,
holy shit! Unholy got the room going.
Oh yeah, man. He got the girls in the room. They were probably moist. Sue started like after that. They were talking about guys in the fight rooms, like fuck and which ones are hot.
Oh Jesus!
Sue was talking about some country guys, like just the sound of his voice. She goes, used to make me moist, and he turned on his cam one day. I got him on his cam. Oh, he was so hot. I was telling everybody about it. I wish I could do
What
her
the
voice to
fuck?
do it justice. And so then all the other girls started talking about. I think Eve was in there too. She was talking about her fantasies and shit.
Oh god. Eve was fucking Like I like fucking Eve. She's
Yeah,
cool.
I used to hang out with her a lot. I used to play. Me and her would make a private room, and we'd have other. It wasn't just me and her. There would be a few of us, and then we would play Yahoo games.
Oh yeah,
Where we,
fuck, I
where we
forgot.
talk.
Yeah.
They wanted to play. They play like Pictionary and shit like that, or it was the
Yeah.
Yahoo version. They didn't call it Pictionary, but it was basically Pictionary.
Yeah, right. That's pretty crazy. Do you remember who the dude she married? She married some guy from fucking Australia and moved there.
That must have been that. She was having like an online relationship. I think it was Serpent.
Yeah, Serpent. That sounds familiar. Yeah.
She was telling me about Serpent. He was the one. He would come play the games and stuff with us.
Yeah.
I don't know why she was telling me about when they would cyber.
Whoa.
And she's telling me she liked to be called filthy slut because she liked the way he said it in his accent. And she's like, "Well, he's boring though." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "He would just turn on his cam and hold his dick and be like, 'What do you want me to do now?'" And like, I don't want to have to tell you. Just this, call me this and that. And
Yeah, see, I could never fucking do like I would be exactly like him. I'd be like, well, what am I supposed to do now? Think of something, role play it, fucking, whatever. Dude.
she was pretty hot.
Eve, yeah.
But then I forgot to know her. Where like she told me she used to work with special needs kids and stuff. She used to
Yeah.
tell me about that, and she
Yep.
used to rescue animals.
Yep.
And then I made a joke that did not land and pissed her off. I was like, "Oh, so you like working with retarded pets and retarded kids?" And it's like, that's like something that was should not have said. It pissed her off.
Because, dude, when she got fucking heated, man, it's like I probably said this before, but it sounded like she was jumping through the fucking mic when she got fucking into it.
Oh yeah, because I know they confronted some chick. It was on your board. This guy had the picture. His avatar was like some dude with his shirt off, and he was like kind of built. And I guess he had it on his Yahoo avatar. So like chicks started flirting with him. Come to find out, he was like 15 or 16. He was young. And then when everybody found out, they stopped. He was just catfishing all these chicks. And
Yeah.
catfishing before cat. He was yaw fishing. So there was one chick that didn't stop. So they confronted her in a room, and Eve ripped this bitch to pieces about being a pedophile bitch.
Fuck.
And she sat there in the room like, I'm surprised she didn't just leave. She sat there trying to defend herself, and they were all ripping into her. And then I fucked up because I was like, come on, 16-year-old boy, who's the victim? He gets to see this chick's titties. They're having fun. And then she's like, you shut the fuck up, Chuck, and went off on me. If it were a 16-year-old girl and it were a man, you'd be saying a different thing. And all the women in the room were like messaging me to shut the fuck up. They were saying it in the chat. And I was like, all right. Sorry. Fuck. Shit.
Fuck,
Got my
dude,
ass,
I was
man.
about the same age when I seen I was probably younger than that, like 14 or something. Fucking, what the fuck? Sweet baby Sarah fucking got on cam and showed me some fucking titties. Like, what is the big fucking deal?
I think it's the fact that, look at it right. If you're a 30-year-old dude and you're showing your dick, yeah. A girl, a penis is different than titties. It's not like a chick showing you her vag.
Yeah, right.
But if she knows you're underage and she's still hitting on you and try to cyber with you, yeah, that's not right. That's what they were calling her out about.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure fucking sweet baby Sarah wanted the bragging rights anyway. She's like, I'll be your first set of tits that you see, besides your mother's or some shit. I don't know.
Why would you say that? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Because I feel like that's probably went through her fucking head. Why else would sweet baby Sarah fucking
good Lord. And she knew you were a kid, and she's like, "Oh, you want to see some titties? Here you go."
Yeah, I remember this fucking specifically going down because she's in my PMs and she's just being like flirty, and I was being flirty back, whatever. I don't because she was fucking, pretty hot. I was like, she's like, I bet you ain't seen a pair of titties yet, have you? Or, you know, what? I don't forget how the fuck it actually specifically went down, but man, I remember I was like, no, you know, I really haven't. And something about like, you know, your fucking mom's the only fucking set of tits. You said, well, I'll be your first. And you know them fucking Yahoo smileys they used to have, like the blushing fucking smiley and shit. I fucking remember that shit. And I was like, oh, for real? You know, like, you're really gonna fucking we're gonna do this? And then I remember I took a fucking screenshot of the webcam.
Oh, you dirty bastard.
I'm
you
like,
dirty boy.
I was like, we're saving this one for later. She had some nice fucking tits, dude. So yeah.
Oh, they were nice though. Can we tell you how the enforcers started?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
This is how it started. I started to tell you this story earlier. It was when English warrior invited Kiss of Death to join the Chosen One. Because I went on the tangent. I knew I was going to do this. Like when I would start talking about one thing, it would make me think of something other. And I wouldn't finish the fucking story, and I'd be talking about, you know, in Fight Room 30 later on.
Right.
But,
yeah, it's inevitable, dude. Like there's so much fucking ground to cover.
But he was trying to get Kiss of Death into the group, and he fucked up, and I understand why he did it. So he told her, oh, well, we'll make you a leader, because I guess you've been a capo in the 187s.
Yep.
Oh, well, you'll be a leader of the Chosen Ones, and you'll have this. And first thing she does, she goes into 15, where the Chosen Ones used to hang out, and there's some Chosen Ones in there. She starts telling all of them how she's new to the group and now how she's a leader, and she's their leader. And I didn't know this would happen, and I came in later, and they've all dropped their tag, and they're telling me like she came in here and did this, and they were mad about it.
Holy shit!
They'd been in the group for a while, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And it was like she said, English warrior did it, and I was like, "He wasn't on." And I was like, "When he gets on, let me talk to him. You guys just chill. But it's not going to happen. I'm about to fucking kick her out of the group." And then when I talked to her, she started telling me that she's a leader, and I was like, "You're not a leader. We don't have leaders." Well, he told me he's a leader, and I was like, "Okay, well, I'm telling you, you're not in the group anymore. Fuck off." She just caused a huge rift in the group. So
Dude.
Ripster made him, and he invited a bunch of people from the Chosen Ones into the group. Only a couple left, but then there were Fight Room 15 regulars, which I had built up, you know.
Right.
When I started going to Fight Room 15, I'm not trying to act like I'm bragging on myself, but it was Ripster hanging on there. And I would hang out in there every night. This was like early when I was still running the Mad Max thing. And people would come in and hear us, and you got the repeaters. You know, they would start coming in there night after night after night. Hey, what's up, Chuck? Or what's up, Mad Max? And then when I went to the Chuck Farley name, it started building up more. Where we'd have like 15 to 20 people a night in there just to chill. But most of them just sat and listened. So he invited all the ones that didn't fight into the enforcers. So, yeah. So he had this big group of people that didn't fight. But when you were fighting somebody that did fight, they would just all put you on ignore. And that's how the enforcers got started.
Wow. All because of fucking Kiss of Death causing a fucking rift.
Yeah, she got me, man. She got me.
Yeah, that's dude. That sounds like it's on par for the course, dude.
Yeah, I swear to God, she did it on purpose.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, why would that be the first thing you do? Is to go in there and tell everybody, "Yeah, I mean, the Chosen One's down. I'm your leader." And...
Yeah, because you know, do you remember people used to walk? Like, they used to fucking like create those tags where it was like FDR or like LDR for like their status and their fucking group and shit. Chosen Ones never had that shit.
No.
Yeah.
Hellspawn, I remember they had that shit.
Yep.
There was one night. Yep. One of the guys from the Chosen Ones got in a fight with somebody from the Hellspawn in room 1, and they had a big fight. I didn't know what had happened, and they all wanted to get together in a room. Like somebody from the Hellspawn invited me. It was like room 5 or 6 or some shit. It was like it was empty at the time, and it was some Hellspawn, and I came in there with the guy that was fighting one of the Hellspawn. I don't remember who invited me in there. They were trying to sort this out because they didn't want a big group war. Because we'd had one before and they lost miserably. They're telling me this guy's like talking to me. He's like, I was fighting him and I won. And I was like, what do you mean you won? How do you know you won? Well, someone such and such said this, and they had the HSV or whatever at the end. I was like, what fuck does that mean? And he's like, it means you're a leader. And I was like, so you got a boss when you come to the fight rooms. You got somebody that's a boss over you.
Right.
And then I told him, I was like, well, I think you suck. So we can fight right now, and I'll make you, so he's like, well, let's have a judge fight.
That's
So I was like, okay, man. So we had a judge fight, and the Hellspawn judged it and told him he lost.
What the fuck?
Well, because it was so one-sided. I ripped him up one side and down the other, and they were like,
Right.
yeah, you lost. And he had to apologize to me in front. I was like, wow, this is so fucking weird. I hated the
Holy
Hellspawn.
shit.
But the fact that they did that, I was like, this is like the weirdest shit I've experienced in the
I
fight
mean,
for a while.
I don't know about like, around what time period this was, but like I know Hellspawn was one of the first fucking Yahoo groups, at least. And
This was probably like 2002, 2003.
okay, so yeah, it was probably towards their like Reaper probably wasn't a part of the group anymore. Like it, because they lost a lot of people. Like Reaper fucking up and disappeared or some shit. I really should get fucking somebody from Hellspawn on here, but like
Well, you get Black Magic. That's the only really Hellspawn member I remember.
Black Magic, Cyan was in Hellspawn.
Cyan, yeah, Cyan was Screamer. You said you don't remember him yelling, but every time I fought him, he would start screaming.
I don't remember.
I was like, dude, would you chill the fuck out? Why are you screaming at me?
That's fucking crazy. There used to be some other dude that I used to know. I forget.
I'm
like
sure they had some good members. Like Black Magic seemed like a nice guy. He wasn't a mic fighter, in my opinion.
Yeah, Black Magic's a cool
But
guy.
he was a nice guy. He was supposed to be like a DJ or some shit.
Yeah, I think he did do like DJ stuff or something.
Well, no, I thought he had like a radio. He said he had like some kind of public radio thing.
Yep.
I didn't mean a DJ like he's in the club like
Yeah. Yeah, right.
8.5 down. It's a 9. All right, can you get to 9? He probably used material for the fight rooms on the radio, like with
dude.
recycled.
Wouldn't that be some shit? That'd be fucking hilarious.
Well, I don't know. One night I was in the rooms and had been fighting in one room for a while, and then some chick started talking to me. She's like, "Hey, I'm a DJ on the radio here. I got a show." He's like, "Would you mind if I use some of your insults that you use?" It's like, what? And my rule of thumb back then was like 99% of the shit people tell you is bullshit.
Yeah. Right.
Like, yeah, sure, you're a radio host. No, I swear to God, I am. I was like, I don't give a fuck if you use it or not. I'm not gonna listen to your fucking shitty radio.
Right.
It's like, yeah, go ahead. I don't care. Thanks for asking.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah. I remember because they used to do at some point in time there used to be if you use Winamp they used to have Shoutcast, and that was the radio station, like radio stations built into Winamp. And I knew a few people that ran Shoutcast. Right, I used to do commercials and shit for them because they all liked my fucking voice and shit.
Talk about early 2000s Winamp.
Yeah,
I loved Winamp. I loved it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I loved Winamp.
Fuck yeah. People could just like openly start their own radio station, and like you could use Winamp just to listen. Like it would just fucking a full like browser window of like people's fucking radio stations and shit.
Where WTC started a radio, but it was in Yahoo. I don't know what. I don't remember
what the fuck.
You could listen to it. Yeah, they had Yahoo Radio, and the WTC made a channel.
Dude, I wonder what the fuck that's like.
I don't know. I was in a room one night, and Metal was in there, and we were bullshitting with a bunch of people. Me and Metal were probably going back and forth. Never got heated, just like bullshit and lying, making jokes. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, I gotta leave. I gotta go do my show." It's like, what? And then he left, and then Sultry Temperatures was telling me, "Yeah, he's on the WTC radio channel. He's got to do his show." I was like, I gotta fucking hear that.
What the fuck?
I gotta.
Like, what do you think they talked about?
No, he played music.
Oh,
like it was radio.
Oh, radio. Okay, I see. Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta hear this. So I clicked on it and listened to it, and it's just him playing like Alice Cooper.
Yeah. Yeah, I could
like,
see that.
So he comes up, this next Thursday came out. A lot of Alice Cooper fans out there tonight, so I'm going to play this. It's like, I feel like going, no. Nobody's listening to your fucking show. Nobody's
Yeah.
requesting a fifth Alice Cooper song in a row.
It's like
You just like Alice Cooper.
3 fucking people listening to himself, Sultry Temptress, and like fuck somebody else. I don't know.
And then me, out of curiosity, like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Fuck, dude. I used to do. I don't know if you ever remember a dude named Whacked Out Mofo. Does that name ring a bell?
Not particularly.
So he used to do prank phone calls, and he used to run a radio station. And like that was his fucking like thing or whatever, is he would prank phone call people, record them, and then what he would do is he'd have different DJs that were rotating like on the hour or some shit. And so like I would fill in the gaps between the DJs and I would do advertisements for them and like advertise the different shows on the shit. So like that was some fucking crazy shit for being back then, but yeah.
That was on Winamp?
Yeah, on Winamp, yeah.
I didn't even know they had radio show shit.
Yeah, like it was, dude, like I said, the stuff that was going on back then was like fucking crazy. And like you see all this shit now and people are like, no, like, oh, podcasts, like fucking Fight Room Podcast. What, you know, what's that? Like, fuck, dude, we've been doing this shit since like the inception of the internet. Just in a different fucking style.
Yeah, it's never. It's to the point that it is now. It's way past the shit we were doing.
Yeah.
But the insult, like the fight, I could definitely imagine some up and coming stand up comic would like just go like Carlos Mencia.
Oh yeah,
hanging out in the fight room, stealing our shit.
Oh yeah, I like. It's fucking crazy too because I really wonder why like nothing like that has sort of caught on yet. But I mean, you know, like you were saying kind of how like the social climate is and stuff like that. Like I think it's just way too risky. Like nobody wants to fucking, everything's so fucking connected together anymore that I don't think anybody's willing to risk that. I think comics even have a hard time nowadays trying to find a balance.
Well, like the social material, but it would be hard to regulate the fight rooms nowadays.
Oh,
There'd
yeah.
be too many people in there. And then somebody would go in there and record some shit. This is what your kids are listening to, or like, listen to what's going on here. And like a company like Yahoo,
right?
This is their fight rooms. Are they giving permission? And somebody in there says some horrible shit about killing kids, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, they're condoning this. And then they I'm pretty sure that's probably why chat rooms dissolve.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. Like, I don't really know why chat rooms kind of dissolved. Maybe it's just a different fucking. It's just shit's like a different fucking medium now. You know, like it's in a generation where you record fucking 10-second videos and just post them to the internet.
Oh God, fuck
that kind of shit. So like it's a different fucking like. I feel like at some point in time, like the right fucking clusterfuck would come around and like, oh, chat rooms are a thing, but it'd be in a different way, or something. It's like how like IRC, Yahoo, like all those chat. It's all chat, right? Discord, like Discord's a thing. People use it to fucking chat, and it's literally like fucking or another reiteration of Vent. You know what I mean? This shit like comes in waves.
Discord would be hard to have. Because everybody can talk at the same time, so you would have
like not only that, but like so we tried to run a Yahoo thing, like a little like not really a fight room, but like a get together kind of thing on Discord, and like, dude, like as soon as it gets reported, Discord doesn't want to have anything to do with it. They just shut it down. So
yeah, and there were a lot of sensitive fucks like that in the fight rooms that would report anything that just to be a dick, just to be an asshole.
Yep. It's the same way, like, they have a Yahoo Fight Room Facebook group, and it's on, like, its 3rd or 4th iteration as well. The only reason that this one has lasted is because nobody really fights, and everybody just kind of based in the fucking nostalgia, and then there's, like, me, like, do you guys remember from back in the day when, you know, we used to fight each other, and, like, who wants to be on a podcast? You know, that kind of shit. So, like, that's it. Okay. There's nobody active.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think I told you. one time, I got a dude kicked out of the Bitches and Bastards in a fight room.
The bitches
In
and
a fight
bastard
room.
sorcerers and sorceresses.
Yeah. Or sorcerers with 3 fucking 3s and 2 E's. We talked about that today. It's like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like, how long does it take you to log in? Like, you got to remember, fuck, man. Where's the 3 go?
Like I said, I was in that fucking group for like a hot minute, just real quick, and it was just, man. Fucking, I don't even know why. Sweet Pea wanted me in there, and she had her collection of, the bitches of the group or whatever the fuck, and like, I couldn't, man. I just couldn't. It was just, I couldn't take it serious.
Sweet Pea was hard to fight with because like nothing landed with her. Like went in one ear, out the other. It's like you be saying something, and she's talking about something different. Like, okay, all right. But
Little fucking Sweet Pea.
in 15, and they used to come in there to fight with me in 15, and so I was fighting with some of them. Like Sir Antelot was one of the ones I liked him.
Yeah.
But I would call him a friend, but we never had a friendly word to say to each other. Always argue, but it was in fun. But this one guy came in when he starts fighting with me, and they're like telling him to fight me, so I start going off on him. And I started doing that, twisting his words around shit. And I was like, "You said that?" And well, no, that's what you fucking said, man. Oh, you said that? Yeah, you said it. Did I say that? And he's like, "I can't do this, man. This guy's fucking with my head." He's like, "Fucking, I don't get this, man." And he's like, tripping out. And then Sweet Pea's like, "Oh, you're an idiot. Let's just drop the tag. You're out of the group," and kicked him out. And the next night, they come in there and they're fighting with me again. And I brought it up. And Sweet Pea's like, "That never happened. It never happened."
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It literally happened last night. I was like, there's 8 people in the room right now that heard it happen last night. You're going to say it didn't happen. It didn't happen. All right, whatever.
Oh, God.
But they wanted to, the shit was funny. I don't know if I told you about this the other night. They invited me to a private room. One of them did. Like, I didn't know all the B&B. There was like one person from it that I had talked to, and we had a good time one night. So they made a private room, and she invited me in there.
Oh, what? Do you know her name?
No, I can't remember.
Oh, did she have like blonde curly hair?
I didn't see her on cam, dude.
Oh.
Fuck.
There was one chick that was like, go ahead. Cause she ended up fucking like, dude, she ended up fucking whipping out her cooch on cam and just started fucking masturbating shit. And like, it was the most fucking disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. And I told her, I was like, "This is fucking gross. You're fucking legitimately gross. like fucking nasty, dude. Nasty." I mean, the fucking, like, she had this fucking dildo with a revolving head. The head would spin on it, but there was like hair. There's hair stuck to it, so you could see like the fucking hair and shit spinning around with the fucking dildo. Like, I'm like, what?
So the lazy bitch didn't clean it off after she used it?
No, dude, it was fucking disgusting. And she was all fucking creamy and fucking cottage cheese. Like, oh, dude. It was.
God, you imagine the smell?
Fucking, oh, dude. I can't even. Oh, I never
Why did you
forget
watch
because
it for so long?
It's like a fucking car wreck, dude. You can't turn away. Like, what the fuck? You're sitting there like, what is even? I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And I remember, dude, she cut her cam off, and like after that, her and fucking Sweet Pea like were on my fucking ass. Like, it was like and I'm just like, dude, you're dumb fucking bitch ass fucking member fucking cammed up with this nasty shit. Like, what is wrong with you?
Good Lord.
Yeah, anyway, sorry, I fucking deviated away.
No, you had to get that out before you forgot about it. You needed to get that out there. Thank you. We're all like really wanted to do it.
Everybody can be scarred now. I still have to live with that.
Well, I'm not scarred because I didn't see it. Obviously, it fucked you up.
Right.
Yeah, pussies aren't supposed to look like that.
No, yeah, no. It's fucking just. Oh.
They didn't invited me. This chick invited me to the private room. I get in there and it's all like just girls from the B&B. And then I messaged Mr. Boombastic because I had been in the room with him. And I was like, "Hey, they invited me to this private room. It's a bunch of chicks in there." He's like, invite me, man. I want to go in there fight. So I invited him in
Right.
there. So I go to key down the mic and talk, and I was on Messenger at the time. Normally I use Java, but this was when early on I used to use Messenger.
Yeah.
So I keyed down the mic, and the mic like froze up,
Oh shit.
and my screen froze, and I was locked on the mic. But nobody could see that I was on the mic. They just saw somebody was talking to the mic. Like my name had disappeared.
Oh yeah, I remember that
I
little
didn't,
glitch. Yeah.
I didn't know that it happened. I was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "I can't unlock the mic. The mic's locked down." And so people were talking to me, and there was a little delay that came through my mic. Like I could hear them as soon as they said it through my speakers, but then it would go through my mic because I had my speakers, so they would hear themselves through my mic, but like 5 seconds later. So I was trying to explain to them what was going on. At first, they were like, it was funny to them. They're like, "Who's on the mic? What's going on? Huh? What is this? What's going on?" Like they just hear a voice. They don't see anybody on the mic, but they're hearing people talking, and they're hearing themselves talk through the
Right.
mic.
Right.
And then Mr. Boombastic got it first. I was like, "Dude, I'm stuck on the mic." He's like, "Well, I can't see you on the mic." Well, I'm stuck on the mic. It took us like 10 seconds to get this, the lag for my voice. And then in the meantime, people are like, "Who's on the fucking mic?" Like it started getting madder and madder. Who the fuck is talking? Because they didn't know me. None of them knew me besides the one chick that invited me in there.
Right.
And then Mr. Boombastic, being the dick he is, it's like, "Ha ha ha, we own this fucking room." And they're like,
Oh
"Who said they own this fucking room? Who said they own this fucking room?" And I was like, "I didn't say it. I'm trying to explain to you. I'm stuck on the mic."
Because it's
So
all
I'm
going
left.
through. You mean like he's keying up underneath you, but it's going through your speakers, like as
Well,
he's saying it, and they're hearing it.
Yeah, I had all the listeners. The mic
Yeah.
I had total control of the mic. So they're hearing speakers, the
That's
voice from my speakers going to the mic. So they're like getting more and more confused because they're hearing themselves. They're
right.
hearing me. They're hearing him. What the fuck is going on? And I would have just left, but it got funnier because they were getting madder and madder. I swear to God, I'm going to find out who the fuck invited these people here. Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is that Mr. Boombastic? And they're like looking at names on the list, trying to figure out what's going on. And
Holy shit.
I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm stuck on the mic." And then somebody said something, and they've been on the mic with me for a while. So as they're talking to me, I'm hearing it instantly, but they're not hearing what they're saying come through my mic till 5 seconds later.
Right.
So then I could hear it coming through their speakers. Something they said 5 seconds ago. And then she goes, "What is this? Oh, this is fucking creepy. He's recording us. He's recording us, y'all, and he's playing it back." They thought I was sitting there recording them and then playing it back 5 seconds later through my
Holy
microphone.
shit.
They're like, this is creepy as fuck. He's stalking us. Let's go to a different room. They never knew it was me. They never knew, like, I was the one who was stuck on the mic, even though I tried to fucking tell them.
Right.
They wouldn't listen. They just got all confused.
That's fucking crazy.
But the shit, he's recording us. This is creepy.
Oh yeah, they were probably fucking legitimately freaked out, dude, because they're like low key, dude. There's a bunch of fucking dumb fucking bitches in that fucking group, man. Like it was just, I don't know, it was just fucking weird, dude. It was the weirdest group I ever was like a part of.
What the fuck possessed you to?
Well, so like,
was that before you joined the 187 or after?
No, that was long. That was like 187 fucking split. You know, like Max fucking took over that shit. I ended up leaving the 187 for some fucked up reason. I don't remember if it was because the direction it was going. Whatever the case, there was like a rift between me and Max anyway. And so I was just looking for new groups to be a part of. And there was like a while that I was just trying out different groups. I think I was even in like WTC for like a week or something. And that was like right before I ended up joining the Hateds. And I think you and I were in the Hateds together.
Well, yeah, I joined the Hateds because me and you would talk all the time at night.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Oh, I'll join the Hateds," you know, because you were in there.
Yep.
And then y'all guys called me out because when you guys weren't on, I didn't wear the tag. I just kind of did my own thing. And then I'd go in the room and y'all were there, and then I would change, put my Hated tag on. And
they were sticklers.
they were like, "Oh, you don't use the Hated tag." They didn't kick me out, but they kind of gave me shit about it.
Yeah.
Who ran
I
it?
was always under the assumption that if you were in room 7, you had to have the tag on or something.
Oh, is that where we hung out?
Yeah. Well, that was like the home base for the Haydens, and it was Renee that made the Haydens.
Oh, was she the one that ran it?
Hated Renee. Yeah.
I didn't. I don't
There
remember
was
any of them.
hated Renee, and then like there was hated Redneck, and then there was a fucking dude. I forget his name, but he was like this tall, lanky motherfucker. And I think maybe Renee dated him for a little bit or something. I don't know how they knew each other, but yeah, that was kind of that
Hey,
shit.
just a tip when you're describing somebody that I've only talked to in the fight rooms.
Yeah.
Physical descriptions don't help me remember it.
Yeah, I just remember it from his profile, and I thought it was so awkward because the guy was wearing tennis shoes, khaki pants, and a fucking plaid button-down fucking, a button-down fucking shirt, and I just always thought that was the weirdest fucking thing. I don't know, like just fucking weird, and that it's just like like certain things are just forever ingrained in your mind. And I'm like, this dude is dressed like some Mexican cholo, but he's literally albino. It's fucking weird, dude. So it sticks with me forever.
Describe the way he looks. It's like, that's not really helping me. Like, never seen him.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's fucking hysterical, though. I don't even know.
Something I was going to ask you about. Oh, no, we already talked about it. If you ever took it too far. The most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you in the fight rooms.
The most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me, I think I said this before or whatever, but I was fighting somebody, or like I was heated. I was going off, and it was like 1:00 in the morning or some shit, and it was a school night, and my mom was like, she had to work the next day, and she ended up fucking banging on my bedroom door. It picked up on the mic. And she was like, you need to take your fucking ass to bed, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, and dude, like everybody, that was the most embarrassing thing for me. Everybody started ripping on me because my mom was yelling at me to go to bed.
Yep, that would definitely get you fucked.
Yep.
Fight rooms.
Yep.
But
what about for you? What's the most embarrassing?
The house I lived in then, like, where my computer was, there was a kitchen, and there was a little hallway that went towards the back door, and the laundry, the washer and dryer was back there, and there was a pantry, and there was this little cubby hole. I don't know what it's designed for, but my computer chair desk fit in there perfectly, and that's where I used to get on the mic.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a narrow hallway, and so I'm in there one night, and the dog comes. I had two big-ass dogs. One was like a half pit bull, half boxer, and I had a golden retriever, so the golden retriever was a female, the other one was a male. He wanted to go outside. So I go to stand up, slide my computer chair back. It was a small area, so I was like having to step to the side. And he had a big ass tail, and he like smacked. I had a little like bar stool I used to keep next to me. That's where I kept my drink on. Tail knocked it off, knocked it on the ground. I'm like, fuck. I'm trying to move around to help him out. I step on him, he yips. And then I move real quick, and then I slip.
Oh, shit.
Where my drink was. So it's such a small little area, I couldn't move my legs apart. So they like got bent and had like almost did the splits. Literally I tore my fucking hamstring. Like the next day, the back of my leg, my hamstring was purple.
Holy shit.
Like the whole back. I mean, I fucked myself up. So I'm like laying on the ground, spin my foot around, my leg around. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, what? So I'm laying there, this dog yipped, and I'm on the ground moaning. So then the golden retriever comes running in there, and she's like, doesn't know what to do. She's not used to seeing me laying on the ground. Oh, fuck, Jesus Christ.
Right.
She's like, so she starts barking. Like, she's freaking out. The other dog starts barking. I'm laying there. Fuck. I get up. I finally managed to get myself up, try to dry the floor, picking up cans, making all kinds of noise, lay my arm on my computer table. I'm like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck. And then all of a sudden I hear people talking through my speakers.
Please tell please tell me you had the mic fucking locked down.
Yes, I was in Java, so I left click, right click.
Yeah.
So everybody hears me like, oh, fuck Jesus Christ, fuck me. And I was in so much pain. I wasn't even listening to them making fun of me the whole time. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
So then I hear someone like, oh, this guy just fucking killed a dog. I was like, what's going on? It's like, I realized I just like logged off. I just like click the talk button and I let up and I hear him talking. I'm like, oh, fuck me.
Hell yeah.
And they're
dude.
like, everybody was just laughing their ass off, trying to figure out what the fuck had just happened. He's like, they thought I like fell on my dog and like making all these weird things were coming out.
Oh yeah, I believe they probably took it to another extreme. Like, fuck.
Oh, they were fucking dying.
Oh yeah,
because I was like, I'm not. They knew it wasn't a joke. Like I fucked myself up. So I'm like,
oh yeah,
sitting there writhing in pain, and then I'm like, fuck.
Dude, I would have like if I would have heard that shit, I would have thought somebody like broke in or something. Like fucking.
I'm seeing the chat like la 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 ha. Everybody's just. It's like fuck, and I was like, it was I'm trying to. God, I wish I could remember who was in there with me that I knew that I was talking to. And I was like, look. And when I finally got on the mic, I explained to them what happened, and that made it even worse. They're like,
right.
Your dog almost killed you. I was like, oh fuck.
Holy shit.
But yeah, that was pretty fucking embarrassing.
Oh yeah. Leaving the fucking mic on and shit and all that commotion. Fuck yeah, dude.
Then it's there, blah blah blah, bam bam. Oh,
right.
Oh Jesus Christ, motherfucking dog! I think I was yelling at the dog. Shut the fuck up. Well, yeah, that was my embarrassing fight room story.
That's pretty fucking good. I was like the whole time I'm like I don't know where exactly this is going, but I hope the fucking mic's locked down. I was like, dude. I was like, that's gonna make it the shit. I was like hoping for that.
Everybody heard me.
That's fucking amazing.
God, man. For like 2 weeks after that, man, my hamstring was fucked. Like it would hurt to walk.
Oh, I bet.
I should have gone to the doctor, but what can they do? They can't do anything over torn muscle. You just got to deal with it.
Yeah, they'll probably give you some like fucking pain pills or some shit and just be like, well, I'll just rest it.
But I just remember laying there, my head on my forearm on my computer desk, like, oh fuck. And then that's when I started actually turning the speakers and like, Jesus Christ, you fucking hear this shit?
Right.
They're laughing. What happened? What did he fucking kill his dog? Like, no, I didn't kill my dog. In hindsight, I think about that all the time, and it's fucking hilarious. Just imagine somebody hearing that, not knowing what had happened.
Oh, right.
And
it's just out of the clear blue and shit.
Yeah, sitting there in the middle, and like a fight, somebody stand up. Yeah, just so.
Right.
Somebody's in the middle talking. You hear all this random fucking noise, and then dogs bark. First, you hear. And, then and hear me, oh fuck me, Jesus, fuck.
And then everybody just clears the mic and like it's just you on there and everybody's fucking like typing I'll laugh my ass off in the fucking chat. Yeah, dude.
But a lot of it was like I didn't see all because you know that when it goes up, could you scroll up and look at the past comments?
It only went so far. Like I'm pretty sure it only held like I don't know, like maybe like not even that. I don't know.
Most of it was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, nobody knew. They just heard this huge commotion and me moaning and then dogs barking. Is he getting attacked by wolves? What the fuck's going on? The being eaten alive by dogs.
Fucking crazy shit.
Still not as bad as getting yelled at by mom, but it was still...
Oh yeah, dude, like that. I mean, that's just usually like when somebody asks me what's the like, it's something that's always like it's ingrained because it was fucking like, as a kid, you know, it's just it's so embarrassing because it's like, That's your fucking mother yelling at you, dude. You know, like, what the fuck?
But it happened to everybody. But the fact that you're in there like fighting with adults, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that kind of fucks up your whole fight game.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Go to bed, baby. Your mama told you to go to bed.
Yep. Nighty night. They used to be like nighty night extreme, you know, or fucking exalt, whatever the fuck they used to fucking call me, or, you know, time to go to bed, tuck baby in, you know, like all this dumb shit. Like, make sure you get a bedtime story, you know, fucking all this crap. God, dude. That was like really one of the only times that I felt like there's no coming back from that.
We haven't talked about Casual. Casual was, I wouldn't say a good fighter. He was entertaining. He was charismatic. Really... He had his style. Like 16 was Casual's room.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
They would all sit there and listen to him talk. And I remember he had this thing. He always had the mic down, but he would have his speakers up. And he would say, okay, you go, like, when people wanted to talk, okay, you talk, and then we let the other person talk through his speakers, and then he would have his little commentary.
Yeah.
And the fact that so many people sat there and listened to that all night,
yeah,
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
So I would go in there and fuck with them, and it never. You would get like 16. You would get ignored so quick if you went in there and started talking shit.
Yep.
Against Casual.
That's why I never hung out in there, man, because like it was a worthless fucking fight for me.
Well, I started a fight with the WTC when me and this warrior caught him in room 1. It was him and Knee Deep were in there. I guess they decided like 16 was kind of shitty that night. I don't know. They went in room 1 and were trying to fight. One of their cats was on the mic. He's talking Knee Deep. I keyed up. I wasn't even keying up to fight. I mean, I was going to like talk to him. What the fuck you doing in room 1? That's all I was thinking. So I keyed up. Oh, what's up, Chuck? I see Chuck's on the mic. That was another one. God, up, Chuck. What's up, Chuck? So then he insults me and then let's go to the mic. And I said, the fuck was that? Like, talk to me like a little bitch. So I started fighting him and he got all mad. So I'm fighting him in room 1. Full room. Everybody's hearing it. He had no comebacks. He was like struggling to fight. I got tired of fighting with him because he's boring. I was getting nothing back in response. You know what I mean? Like you talked about the give and take.
Yep.
So then I gave the mic to English Warrior, and then he got really mad at English Warrior. Like I've never heard him scream like that. He's like, they were fighting, and he's like, shut your punk ass up. You know, that's
Holy
what Kaz
shit.
was screaming at English Warrior. Shut your fucking punk ass up. He was mad. He was bent. And then English Warrior gave the mic back to me, and I go off on Kaz when he's talking about, I'll come take your room. Ain't got that time. And I was like, you live in a fucking fantasy world where you think anybody gives a fuck what you got to say. And I was like, oh, it's a fantasy world? No, fantasy land. All right, bro? You live in a fantasy land. Keep saying that if you don't understand what fantasy world means. Oh, fantasy, I'm going to say that every time. Fantasy land. And then we had a huge fight with WTC and the bitches and bastards becoming a 15 every night for like a week going on to fight us. And he would just randomly scream out, fantasy land, Chuck.
Dude, that sounds so like casual. He would just repeat. He'd like latch onto a fucking word and repeat it all the time.
Oh yeah, fantasy land, Chuck. And it was like huge fight.
How's that for fantasy land, Chuck? You like that, dude? I fucking remember that. God damn, yeah.
But they would always peter out. So 1 o'clock in the morning, they'd fuck off.
There's a pun there somewhere.
They'd fuck off about 1 o'clock in the morning. We got done with the fight. Normally, it was just me and a couple because like I said, we had a bunch of English and Australian people. So the English people, they weren't on. Like 12 in the morning is like fucking in England. It's like 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
Right.
I don't know. English Warrior used to try to get in there when the shit was going on, but he would show up around 1. So we fucked him off, and then one day it was in room 1, and I got in a big fight with the Hellspawn. And then the Hellspawn invaded 15 that night. So it was the chosen one,
shit.
the WCC, Bitches and Bastard, and then now Hellspawn on top of it. And it was such a huge clusterfuck of ignores and random yelling, and it was impossible to talk to anybody. Like, you would try to have a conversation. I was like, I wasn't trying to ignore anybody. I was getting on the mic, and then I somehow got the fucking mic one night. So I'm sitting there fighting, and I see Evil Edge pop up, talking to me, and but he's not saying anything.
Oh,
It's
shit.
like, so it's like, Edge, you gonna say something, or are you just gonna key down the mic and bore me? Because like nobody's fighting. He's like, oh, well, Kiss of Death. I think I told you, Kiss of Death told me to come in here. This is where shit is going on. 15. I was like, this is where you're gonna fight. And I was like, well, what do you want to fight about? He's like, you ever seen that cartoon with the retarded kid and the dog? And I was like, what the? I can't. Shit, I remember the name of the cartoon. The name said it. Mr. Peabody and Timmy and the way back machine. I was like, that's what you want to fight about? He's like, yeah. And I was like, I don't have a strong enough opinion to fight about that, man. Okay. And then he just left the room. Like, he just came in, said some weird random shit, and just fucked off.
In the middle of all that chaos.
Yes. This shit's going crazy. People are fighting and screaming. He's like, hey, give her a,
Holy
calm and
shit.
sounded nice as shit.
That
But I
sounds
remember
the
my
fuck
brother was
about
like,
right.
he was like worried I was going to start a fight with the 187s too. He's like, how many groups you need to fight one time? Got
Right.
3 of them in here fighting the chosen ones in this clusterfuck of a room of 15. But I came on later, so they would leave. I'd be on for about an hour, and then they would start fucking off. But he was like dealing with them all day long for hours. So he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
dude, fucking stop starting these fights. I was like, it's fun.
That's fucking crazy. Dude, when you're talking about that, like, Casual used to sit on the mic and shit and talk, I remember that shit. And, like, I remember trying to go into fucking 16, because I never hung out there because you couldn't, it was never a fair fight, especially against the WTC. And,
No,
like,
well, plus they had the B&B would be in there too. So.
yeah. And
They were
so,
like-
like, they were all in cahoots and shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember, like, the one time I was in there, dude, it was literally like Casual's on a mic and he was literally talking about I made a diss song, like part of that WTC diss song I fucking did. I threw Casual shit in there because Casual would just be on the fucking mic and he'd be like, is that you, Foxy? Is that you over there, Foxy? You in my long johns, all butt naked, standing there with a smile across your face, like, oh, just fucking talk. And these people, the fucking room is completely filled, and they're just sitting in there fucking listening to him having this conversation with Foxy, and like, they'd literally he would be like professing his love to her on the fucking mic, dude. It was fucking ridiculous.
No, it was. I remember when they had Space Cube went at them hard. And
Oh yeah. At
the time when it happened, there was a rift in the WTC, and it was like their main members that I remember were there was Casual, Foxy, Knee Deep in Ya.
Yeah. I have a thing about
And-
Knee Deep too. I gotta remember to tell you about it.
Dirty Dog. Well, Knee Deep had gone to visit Foxy, like IRL.
Oh shit, no doubt.
So he went to something happened there. I don't know what. From what I gathered from piecing together the fights that happened, is he tried to mess with her teenage daughter or some shit. I don't know if that's
Ooh,
true or not.
Shit.
So I can't. Something definitely happened, but he got kicked out of the WTC. So I'd gone in there one night when there was a huge fight going out, but the WTC were all fighting each other, and it was like Knee Deep against Casual and Dirty Dog, and Foxy didn't really have a part of that.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Knee Deep
shit.
just kept saying, screaming out, "Bros before hoes." Casual and Dirty Dog. Dirty Dog, I felt bad for him because he was just kind of a little simple-minded.
Yeah. I appreciated Dirty Dog for that shit. That motherfucker was simple-minded.
He loved his fight group, his elite, illustrious fight group. You know,
Yeah.
he loved the WTC, so he's like, what the fuck? His little fight group's fracturing. Like, his mind couldn't comprehend it. He was like having a hard time dealing with this shit. So I felt bad when I heard him get on the mic, and he was like knee deep. We'd be like, "Dirty dog, bros before hoes." And Dirty said, "I don't know what to say." "Oh, you hoes before bros, motherfuckers." What knee deep said to him. And then that's when Space Goob and the Players went there because he invited knee deep into his group. I thought it was the FBI, but I guess the Players was before the FBI.
Yeah, I
Might
think
be
yeah,
wrong.
yeah, I think it was.
So then it was the Players, and they were in there. WTC isn't just going through shit, and the Players in there, and Space Goo is just fucking talking shit to all of them. It was just
Fuck,
a
man.
weird fucking scene. Seeing this really tight knit group
Oh,
that
just fall
ignored
apart in
everybody.
chaos.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
because of one thing that happened, because one of their members. And
Well,
Oh,
the
this- oh.
the fucking crazy thing about Knee Deep, like he's also known as Hey You Peckerwood. That was his other like name, maybe before he became WTC or some shit. That dude, him and I went back and forth. I don't know if that dude has some like if he's just old or if he's got like senile or something. I don't know what the fuck the deal is, but like I don't know if you know this or not either, but like when you comment on something on Facebook, it doesn't like really put the comments in order, in like chronological order. It goes from like, you know, whatever is the most relevant and shit. And like, I don't know if that dude understood that, but like he commented on some shit to what I said about, it wasn't even anything related to him or whatever, but because it was close enough in the fucking list or something, this dude and I started going back and forth, and I was like, "Cool, I'm down with this. You know, fuck it. I'm totally up for a fucking like just a old school kind of fight or whatever." This motherfucker straight up whipped out his fucking cell phone and started fucking cussing me out on video, dude, on fucking video, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I can't even fucking take it to this level, dude. Like." I ain't putting my face over here on fucking Facebook next to my fucking name talking shit to people on the internet. Are you crazy? But that dude, like, go ahead.
Takes it too far, man. What did he look like?
Oh, he's an old dude. He's an older dude. He would be posting videos in there all the time about how he's like fixing up his fucking some barn or something. Like just some fucking dumb shit. I mean, he looks like a normal dude, but you know, or a normal older, you know, like I don't know, maybe somebody's grandpa or something. I don't know if he's that old or not yet, but
Oh, this is recent.
yeah, it was like maybe about like a year or two ago. A year ago, maybe.
I just
Something
assumed
like
he was. Oh, so he would have been slightly younger when I talked to him in the fight rooms.
yeah.
I know he went through a thing. Him and Sweet Pea had a falling out.
Yeah.
So he had made a screen tag, Sweet Pea's gorilla titties, and put a picture of her titties on his profile.
Oh,
And was
shit.
like, would go to the rooms. He's like, look at my pro. There's Sweet Pea's titties.
That's
And
fucking crazy. I could see him
saw it.
doing that, dude. That dude, like, he seems like he's legit extreme, like fucking, you know, like he just doesn't fucking care. He just gives.
Well, I
no
mean, I
fuck.
saw the picture. Sweet Pea didn't have bad tits. I'm sorry I
Yeah.
looked at him because she didn't show them to me. But
I mean, they were on a profile, you know.
you know what I'm saying? But she didn't invite me to look at it, so it's kind of looking at it surreptitiously like that. But
Yeah.
he did that. He had a reputation of being a creep. His name was Needy Pena. He was in the fight room WTC. And Foxy invites him to her house, sight unseen, just from the internet. And some crazy shit happens. It's like you invited a dude named Needy Pena who has a history of creeping on people in the fight rooms in a group called White Trash Community.
Right.
And you're shocked when he acts like a white trash fucking creepy fucking piece of shit. It's like,
Yeah, man.
I don't want to, I mean, I don't know what happened. I'm not going to speculate on it. I don't want to say if it did or didn't. I just, from what I gathered, is he tried to like get with her. She had like a teenage daughter, and I guess.
You know what? I may
I don't think
vaguely
he-
remember this too. I don't know.
I'm assuming he did something inappropriate. I don't assume it went too far. Otherwise, he obviously could have got arrested easily.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think he obviously crossed some kind of line.
Yeah, he could have made like an off-color comment or something to her. I don't know.
I probably maybe asked her to see her tits.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, you hang out in the fire and
Yeah,
you ask
I
girls
mean,
to do your shit.
yeah, who the fuck knows? You know, like, and the shit just like carried over into fucking real life.
Yeah, he got kicked out of the WTC, and that fucked it up because that was like one of their main members. And
Yeah.
it was weird hearing them fight. But remember when they did the 30-second thing, like 30 seconds on the mic, and you got kicked off?
Yep. You
That
lost power.
fucking destroyed the WTC
Yeah.
because Casual couldn't lock down the mic all night.
Yep.
That was after I quit and I came back, and then that shit happened, and my brother told me about it, and I was like, oh, I gotta go see what the fuck's going on with this 30-second thing. I thought it would have been good, like, because I remember back in the day, like, somebody would just lock down the mic forever, and
Right.
like, this person's boring the fuck out of me. But as long as the room's entertained, that's the reward. You know, they
Right.
can keep the mic, they can talk.
Right.
But
yeah, I don't know that 30-second thing. I don't know why they did that. There had to have been a reason for that, but anyway.
I was wrong. I thought it would have been a godsend to the fire, so people couldn't sit on the mic.
Right.
I was wrong. It fucked the fight rooms up.
Yeah. And like I kind of sympathize with that a little bit, but like I don't know. It because like if you were on a roll, dude, and you lost that mic power and then you tried to key up again, somebody else had it, and by the time you got the mic back again, it was like pointless. Like the conversation and move fucking on.
Yeah, you couldn't just come back like 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, you said,
Yeah, by the way, I had a really good fucking one-liner, and I'm going to use it now.
yeah. It's called a quip.
Yeah, quip. Yep.
Slope.
Yeah, dude. That's fun.
I
Dude, that
stole that from
WTC
Stella
story
Howe.
is fucking good as fuck.
Yeah.
I remember
When I
that rift.
went back when they did the 30-second thing, and I went into 16 to check it out. And it was like, it was so fucked. Just WCC trying to fight for the mic, and they had gotten Porkit
Oh, yeah.
in the group.
Yeah.
And he was like trying to run, I don't know, whatever he was trying to run, trying to get hold of the mic. I got it casual. I got it casual. So Casual was like trying to talk to his speakers, and like Porkit trying to like hold down the mic for the WTC. I was like, oh, this is just
Fuck, dude. I remember Porkit. Yeah, Porkit was Casual's right-hand man.
Well, initially Porkit was just Porkit.
Yeah. Yep.
But later on he joined the W. He used to hang out and talk to me and my brother all the time.
Oh, no doubt.
And my brother actually made a WoW tune named Porkit.
I've made, dude. No shit. Like if I'm playing a game or something and they allow me to create a name, I usually either name it like somebody from the fight rooms or, you know, somebody that's been like an inspiration or something like that. So like, yeah, I don't know if you remember 00 Bomb. Do you remember that dude?
No.
Okay, well there used to be a group. This is way back. They're probably like the second group to exist on Yahoo, because there was like the Hellspawn, and then there was like this 00 group. It was like little O and then a 0, and they were like, I think they were like kind of a hacker group, like the Hellspawn sort of started as. So all these people, I would just like, you know, oh, that motherfucker was cool as shit. Like, I don't know. Do you remember Captain fucking Howdy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I made a tune after him, but obviously not fucking but Captain Howdy. So yeah, man, I rehashed some people's names just to keep the shit alive.
I got Wild Stormy Trasher one time.
Wow.
Set it up.
Yeah.
Wild Stormy Thrasher. Did I call him Trasher?
Yeah, Thrasher. Yeah.
Wild, whatever. Fucking turd. He was actually a decent fighter on the mic.
Oh yeah.
So I pre-planned this shit. I did it on the spur of the moment. We were in the room, and the room had kind of died out, and it's just me and him talking. And I was like, I'm gonna fuck with him. And I was like, oh man, Stormy, like you're the only guy that's ever beat me in a fight. And I was like, made up this fucking bullshit story about when he beat me in a mic fight. And he was like, oh yeah, and he keyed on that, and he was like friendly with me. And it was like fucking 3 or 4 months later, I'm in a room and I started talking shit to him, and he brings it up. He's like, you told me I was the only one that ever beat you in a fight. I was like, I never fucking told you that, you lying son of a bitch. I know you want to brag on about beating me, but you don't do shit. You fucking said it. And like, he lost his shit. I was
God,
like,
dude,
ah,
that's fucking setting people up.
yeah, I just
You're
pointed
playing the
it in there.
fucking long game, dude.
Well, I knew he would bring it up eventually, so I did it. Just waiting for him
Right.
to bring it up, so I could be like, no, because
That's
that
fucking
pisses
hilarious.
people off. That's something that really pisses pretty much everybody off. If you know you're telling the truth, and they call you a liar, and you know they're lying, you know what I mean? But you can't prove it to anybody.
Right.
Like I know I fucked a guy up in the fight rooms one night. I was fighting with him, and as we're arguing, I started typing in a fake PM, like he had sent this to me. And it was
Oh
like,
fuck, I remember that shit.
yeah, he's like, hey, dude, the PM I sent was like he was messaging me, hey, dude, look, stop, lay off me. Like I can't really handle fighting you. Let's just be friends. You seem cool in it. I had set
Yeah.
up. It was perfect. And then I was like, why'd you PM me this fucking shit, dude? He said, I didn't PM you anything. And I was like, he's like, copy and paste it right now, bitch. Copy and paste it or you're fucking lying. I was like, oh, well, I don't really want me to. But here, copy and paste. And
Dude,
I did it pretty quick.
I
Made it
remember
sound like
that
a
shit.
copy and paste it. And I posted it in the room. And he's
Yeah,
like,
because you could
bullshit!
you could get it all
Bullshit!
like bold and all that shit. Like you could get it to look like it. See, that you could get away with that shit back in the day. Now they fucking do screenshots, man. You know, like that shit takes a little longer
Yeah.
to fucking fake.
Yeah. But it looked perfect. And he's like, bullshit! I didn't even fucking paste that shit. And he was like screaming. And from the room, we're like, what? You know, like, did he? And like, I kind of got everybody on my side because he started getting mad.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So they didn't even care if it was true or not. He was getting mad. So everybody's like, let's poke the bear. Let's get him mad.
Fuck yeah.
So as we're fighting, he's screaming about that. I start typing in another one. So I had another one loaded up. He's like, look, you've embarrassed me in front of everybody. Let me save face and just tell everybody you're lying, and I'll quit fighting with you. I'm sorry, dude.
Holy
And then
shit.
he sent me a PM that's like, you're a fucking big old piece of shit. Go fuck yourself. Suck a dick. And it was like a long insult. So then he goes, you hear him typing, tap. You hear him tapping.
Right.
He's like, oh, now I can post that shit. And I was like, well, I don't know why you want me to, but here. And I posted the other fake one I made. He's like, he lost, bullshit, no! He's like fucking screaming. I was like, dude, you just told me to paste it.
Right.
I was like, did you hear me typing? I could have typed that in that fast. He didn't get, like obviously I typed it in quietly earlier, but he's like, didn't get it. He's like screaming because he knew I was lying. And I knew I was lying, and he knew that I knew I was lying, but he's trying to prove it to the room for some fucking reason that I was lying, and he just lost his shit.
God
Ended
damn.
up fucking off out of the room, and it just worked perfectly. The fact that he said I couldn't have planned that for him to go, send me a PM, post that. And I was like, okay.
Right. Like, dude, that motherfucker set his own goddamn ass up for failure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that shit, man. People used to fucking do, because literally when you used to send a message, the name was just in bold. Everything else was just regular text. All you had to do was like bold the name.
Yeah, and do the colon and shit. Make sure it was spaced out. And you had to put the time on there too.
Yep. Fuck God, dude. We used to do some fucking just dumb shit.
I mean, it was childish and petty, but it was funny because it got him mad.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, that's the end goal though, was to like get the fucker to get pissed off. You know. That's what somebody comedy was.
If you've ever been mean to somebody for no reason, like I want to say for no reason, but one of the first people I ever remember fighting with was Fist of Rage.
Oh.
And he was in the 7 Deadly Sins. I just didn't like his fight style. He would just talk about how he's going to kick your ass and how tough he was. How big of a pussy you were. It's like, oh, okay, you're going to punch me through my fucking speaker? All right, dude. You're not intimidating me. He never had anything clever to say. When I first came in there and he didn't know me, he would insult me. And the thing that annoyed me about him, I was in the room when I have explosive diarrhea was in there.
I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, he would just. Yeah. He wasn't a great fighter, but he just did that.
Fuck, dude. You remember Puking Cat?
Yes.
You just get up and make that fucking like puking cat sound or whatever the fuck. I can't even do it. I don't know how he did that shit. Yeah.
Right in the middle of a fight. Like
Yeah!
people be fighting.
Yeah!
It would get serious when you hear that.
Fuck,
But-
dude. Anyway, go ahead, yeah.
I was in a room and I have explosive diarrhea was in there. And there were other people in there. Fish of Rage comes in there and he's like, goes to start talking shit to me. That's when I was still, this was when I started because I was in the Mad Max name. And he went to talk shit to me and I was like, shut the fuck up. And he was like, he wanted friends. He was like one of those guys that'd be like, you hear this guy? So and so. And he would read the list. You hear what he's saying? Like trying to get somebody to help him. So he's like, explosive diarrhea. Hey, do you know this Mad Max guy? Do you know him? And he's like, explosive diarrhea goes, I ain't no one to say hello and goodbye. Okay, I was just asking. And I was like, why? What if he said he didn't know me? What are you going to do? You going to fight me? Just fight me, you fucking bitch. You know, don't ask for fucking help. Don't be a fucking chicken shit.
Right.
So I used to get in huge fights with him. But after I quit for a couple of years, I came back and somehow he was like hanging out with the people I used to hang out with. And when I came back, he's like, oh, hey, what's up, Chuck? He's going to be all buddy-buddy with me and like be my friend. And
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it. You know, like I didn't bring up the past. Like we were having a good time. And then one night, he wasn't even fighting with me. I don't know why I did it. We're just chilling. He was just getting on my fucking nerves. The guy's just annoying hearing his voice. I was like, would you shut the fuck up, man? And because he wouldn't shut up. He wasn't fighting me. He was just talking in the room. It's like, would you shut the fuck up, man? And he's like, oh, Chuck, you're funny. What are you saying? I was like, no, you're genuinely annoying me. Shut the fuck up. And he's like, I thought we were friends. And I was like, no, we're not friends. I tolerate your fucking presence because some people like to talk to you that talk to me. So fuck off. And he's like, his voice is like, oh, you tolerate my presence now. And I could hear like in the cadence in his voice, like I'd hurt his fucking feelings. He thought we were friends. I was like, fuck, I felt bad. I was like,
Holy shit.
yeah, like it hurt his fucking feelings and upset him. And he just like, we didn't even fight. He just like fucked off and we never really talked after that.
Fuck. There has to be, dude, there has to be somebody that I've fucking, like probably a number of people. I've probably more so fucked with somebody for no reason because I thought it would be funny to fuck with them just to see their reaction.
All right. I'm sure you're going to cut out a lot of this stuff. Bullshit. This one,
Yeah.
you can get in there. When you're talking about room hopping, it was me and Fuckwit, the 16-year-old kid that joined the Chosen Ones. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, you want a room hop? And I kind of felt like maybe how the 187s did with you to like keep you under their wing, help you out.
Yep.
I was like, let's hop. So I go to the beer drinkers lounge one night. And it's kind of bullshitting in there with people in the beer drinkers room. I don't know what got said to make this dude go on a rant, but some dude, he was like Drunken Bob or some shit like that, comes to the mic and he starts going off about getting fucked in the ass. And he starts talking about your anal grippers that you have. And I was like, what? And it's like, you got like 7 anal grippers or however many he said when he's like started describing what happened. Each time one of them busted, he's like, once that last gripper busts, shit just falls out of your ass. He went on like on a 20-minute fucking tirade about your butthole and anal grippers.
Anal grippers? What the fuck?
Grippers. He kept calling them anal grippers. And I just had to listen because this was like some drunken fucking redneck going off. I was like, what the fuck?
Right.
And I remember fuck was like, what the fuck? Like he like slams to me, listen. And when the dude got done, I was like, that was very educational, sir. I just got to ask, what are you, a fucking proctologist or do you have a butt fetish? I mean, what the fuck did you research so much about anal grippers? And I don't think any of that's true, but I mean, but here I am with the 16-year-old kid I brought to hey, shut. And he got to listen to a 15-minute tirade about getting fucked in the ass and what it does to you. And it's like, sorry, fuckwit. And he's like, no, that's the weirdest shit I've heard.
You
like,
gonna learn today, kid. God damn.
Fucking anal grippers. What's that first gripper?
And you have
Then
7.
you just kind of got a wipe twice. And then the second, he sounded like, he was like, it was like a flat earther talking about flat earth theory. He was talking about anal grip theory, you know, like going into it like he had facts, like he had researched this shit somewhere. I don't know where he read this, or he had a dream about it. I don't know. It's fucking so weird.
Anal grip theory. God damn. Yeah, dude. I mean, I like
Even
that's fucking
weeks
nuts.
after that, fuckwit would always bring it up. Like, do you remember that dude? And I said, yeah, I remember it. It happened like a couple days ago. It's weird as fuck. I'm never gonna forget about that, bro.
I wonder if that
He was-
dude like was doing some shit like I used, because we used to go into random fucking rooms and just make shit up and like try to get people along with the story and shit. See how far we could take it. I don't know.
No way. If he was the best actor I've ever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And plus, other people in the room knew him.
Oh
So
shit.
he was
Yeah,
like
then
he was
never
like
mind.
a room regular. Yeah.
Yeah, he was full
He was a
on.
room regular. He was just somebody I think said something about gays or something, and he just maybe when we were fighting with some of the people in the room, somebody said something about sucking dick, and he just like get fucked in the ass, sucking dick, ass dick, just the other end, you know. I got to tell them about anal grippers so they quit getting. It was like a public service announcement about don't get fucked in the ass because your
God.
grippers are gonna bust. That's what it sounded like. It's like somebody like he wasn't like fighting with us. He was like trying to give us advice how not to bust your anal grippers.
Do you know where your grippers are tonight?
Jesus Christ. Put your thumb up there. You'll find that first one. You tickle it up there a little bit more.
Holy
Then you might
shit.
bust your nut, but you're not going to want to. I think this guy. But yeah, that was a weird room hopping.
That's insane.
All right,
man.
well.
I gotta get off here. It's like 3:00 in the morning. Work tomorrow.
All right, man. Well, it was good talking to you. This was
Yeah,
I
dude.
can't believe
Likewise,
talked
man.
to
I
this
appreciate it.
this fucking long. You got a lot of shit to.
I know. It's good shit though, man. I don't mind. I'll put the fucking work in because it's good shit. It's worth it.
I felt like it was a pretty quick back and forth conversations the whole time. All right, man. So go to bed. Have a good night.
All right, dude. You too. Take care.
We can do this again if you want to add some more material later, or just shoot
sure.
shit for no reason.
Yeah,
Talk
but
about
either way
whatever.
works. That's good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. So definitely enjoy talking to you again in the future.
Hell yeah, man. Likewise. I appreciate it.
All right.